Heidi ho, chickadees. Happy Tuesday and also happy St. Patrick's Day. Wow, y'all are going to hang out with me this evening instead of going and drinking green beer. Please tell me you've brought the green beer with you. As you all know, I do not really drink, so green beer or any colored beer is not really my thing. But I'm sure happy if all of you are enjoying doing that. I don't have a lot of prelude to this evening's content because I want to get right into it. Because we're going to have the star of this entire show, Miss Caroline. Caroline, I'm not sure. I bet she'll tell us tonight. I want to thank you all for joining me this evening. Hello, Kristen. I had a wonderful day. It was a bit busy, but that's okay. I would rather be busy than bored by any stretch of the imagination. So, and you don't have to apologize for falling asleep. Hey, when tired happens, tired happens. I have no idea what Smithwick's and harp is, but it sounds like something St. Patrick like, Melissa. I'm happy for you. Make sure when you come in, you hit the thumbs up, leave your DNA there. And before I get too far into everything, I promised you all last night I would show you a picture of the swimsuit that the star of the show was wearing. So let me pull that up for you and move myself to the corner. And so you can see here, this, where the red arrow is pointing, is the star of the show. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Oh, yes, I can make it bigger because, you know, I've learned stuff. So there we have little Missy. And I'm pretty sure that would catch some attention from some men and possibly ladies as well. Not in a weird, creepy way, but just like, wow, okay. That is what she looked like. The hair looks primarily dry to me in this picture. Y'all can tell me if you think otherwise, but so that's what the back of her looked like. We've seen some of the photographs of her sitting, and we see the top swimsuit top, and I think there was one you can kind of see some of the swimsuit bottom. But there you have it, folks. We are going to. Oh, I'm not prepared here. There we go. We're going to get right into it because I want to hear what this chick has to say. Again, if you are just joining, make sure you leave your DNA on the thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, you should do that. Hit your notifications, share with all your friends, do all of the YouTube things. If you're on Replay Crew, thank you so much. Drop me a comment. Helps the old algorithm. Y'all ready? There's no closed caption on this, so we have to just pray that we can hear it. Here we go. There she is. She thinks she's Miss America. Oof.
Good morning. Morning. Could you please say your name and spell your...
Y'all. What is this look? What are we doing here? What is all this? What is all of it? Oh boy.
last name?
My name is Caroline Schwitzsky LeBron. It's spelled SCHWITZKY
Ms. Schwitzsky, do you know someone by the name of Cole Goldberg?
Yes.
Do you see him in the room?
Yes.
Could you please point to him and describe what he's wearing for us?
Yes, he's wearing a nice gray suit.
May the record reflect that the victim is identified as him. How do you know Mr. Goldberg?
We dated for 9 months.
9 months he dealt with her crazy tale? Cole, patience of a saint. Hey, Annabelle Lee is no contact. Thanks for joining us this evening. Did you see how she looked at him? Y'all, did you see how she looked at him when asked if she knew him? We got to back it up. Y'all, this is gonna be.
Nice gray suit.
May the record reflect that.
Yes.
Do you see him in the room? Ms. Schwitzsky, do you know someone by the name of Cole Goldberg?
Yes.
Do you see him in the room?
Yes.
Could you please point to him and describe what he's wearing for us?
Yes, he's wearing a nice gray suit.
May the record reflect that the victim is identified as him. How do you know Mr. Goldberg?
We dated for 9 months.
Was this back in 2021, 2022?
Yes.
Do you remember when you started dating him?
The exact month? No.
How did you guys meet?
We met at the Hard Rock at a dare party. He was one of the promoters there, and he was very nice. He offered me a drink, and he was just a good host.
Okay, so he was a club promoter, you were at the club?
Yes.
Okay. And you guys started dating shortly after that?
Yes.
And when you started the relationship with Mr. Goldberg, did you already have children from a previous relationship?
Yes.
Okay. And how many children did you have at that time?
At that time, I had 3.
And how old were you
How many?
in 2022, if you can do the math for us? You in 2022, if you can. How many children did you have at that time?
At that time, I had 3.
And how old were you in 2022, if you can do the math?
I don't know what she said.
Probably like 32, around there.
Okay. Were you dating
Four.
Goldberg on April 24th, 2022?
Four children? I already hate this chick. You had 4 kids and you look like that? I want to smack her. Where in Florida was this? I need to drive down there and smack her. I am not promoting violence. It's just a figure of speech. I'm a little salty today. Don't come at me.
Did you guys attend an event called Boca Bash on that day?
Yes.
Is that in Palm Beach County?
Yes.
Was it the first time that you had ever attended that event?
Yes.
What was your understanding of what the event would be?
A bunch of boats just gathering and having a good time, a little bit of networking. You would meet like the boat owners.
Networking?
And things of that nature.
On that day, were you on probation for a case of 90 days?
Yes.
Who did you go to the event with?
I went with Cole, and I think one of his friends was like Sebas, I think, and then it was his dad, and then like a bunch of young girls.
So Sebas' dad?
Yeah, he was there with us.
Okay, so it wasn't Cole's dad, it was Sebas' dad, Sebas, and then some girls.
Exactly.
Okay. Around what time do you think you arrived to Boca Bash?
Like around 11-ish, 12-ish. It was early. It could have been earlier, but I don't remember.
Were you still living in Miami at the time?
Yes.
Did you drive out that day?
No.
Okay, so were you coming from the Palm Beach County area when you went to Boca Bash?
Yes.
Okay, and Boca Bash happened in Palm Beach County?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Were you drinking that day?
Yes, I had a few drinks.
How many drinks do you estimate you had?
So I'm not a big drinker, so if I had to take a guess, it probably was like 3 to 5.
Was there any time in the day that you were drinking seltzers with Mr. Goldberg and kind of shotgunning them or doing anything like that?
Yeah, that was like a thing that his friends would do. They would shotgun seltzers.
Okay, so
I couldn't like drink the whole one because it was a lot, but I would try and participate.
Okay, so you were drinking intermittently throughout the whole day.
Right. They had told me do not drink because you're under the sun. Like be careful, be cautious. So I always like had that in the back of my mind. So I didn't drink. I wasn't comfortable enough to drink, especially because we had went from like one boat to another boat. Nothing like our friends left us there, so we were now on a stranger's boat. So it wasn't like the luxury of enjoying myself. It was more like, in the beginning I had a few drinks, and then towards then I kind of just was watching more.
Is it safe to say
Y'all, Ms. D is a non-drinker. Not a big drinker. You could definitely say that about me. 3 to 5 drinks. I would be dancing and stripping on tables. Yes. Annabelle Lee is no contact. That is exactly what you heard. And she already, y'all, she already sounds like she's a talker.
the majority of people at Boca Bash that you were around knew Cole but didn't know you? Or that you weren't like their friends, they were Cole's friends that maybe you had hung out with before?
Yeah, they were a few close friends. I remember like a fight broke out, and that was like his ex-girlfriend's boyfriend.
Unresponsive.
And a lot of like, it was just a lot of people that knew him, and then they knew of me through Instagram, and and it was just, yeah.
So you said it, so I'm gonna go there now. What is your occupation?
So I'm an entertainer. I've been in reality TV my whole life, TV shows, commercials, and then in 2013 I started a talent agency.
Okay, so safe to say you have kind of been doing this for, at this point, over 10 years when you are with Cole.
The entertainment?
Any kind of entertainment
Yeah.
industry?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, does that include being in music videos?
Yes.
Does that include shaving your head for money?
Yes.
Does that include going on TV shows?
Well, technically that was like a hair campaign, but yes.
Okay, so that was kind of like a charity thing?
Yes.
Okay, but it was recorded and disseminated on the internet and things like that?
Yes.
And going on Instagram and having the amounts of followers that you have, it's based off of kind of what your acting and your entertainment business is for?
Yes.
And you keep up with that to this day?
Yes.
Woo! This is a
How
lot.
was Cole acting throughout that day?
So that morning he wasn't really happy with me. I had made a comment before we left, and I had said that this was like not going anywhere.
Objection, hearsay.
So his mood had changed. Oh, sorry. Do I continue?
You do, but wait until he answers and I'll let you know if you can answer.
Okay.
So he said overruled, you can't answer.
Okay. So he was already not the happiest with me. When we arrived and we're with Sebas and we're trying to have a good time, and I got off the boat and I went to another boat, because the whole thing was you get off the boat, you go to other boats, you meet people, you talk. So there was a boat parked next to us. I got off, I started playing football with one of the guys, and an argument kind of broke out. And he was like, I don't want you playing with him. And
Argument between you two?
yeah, and then it was just like little things, like the whole day was just not pleasant. We tried to make it pleasant, but he was irritated with me. I was a little frustrated, so that's how the day played out.
So
Ma'am, you seem like you're a
obviously
lot.
it's normal for couples to argue, but did you feel as though you and Cole argued more than normal throughout your relationship?
I would have to say, like, we had a lot of good moments, but when we had the bad moments, they were bad. And it had a lot to do with alcohol. We were always surrounded by alcohol. When you work at the Hard Rock, that's just accessible to you, it's free to you. So our arguments would always be off jealousy and things like that. It wasn't like a healthy relationship. We would try to make it healthy. There was a lot of love there and care, but we just couldn't see eye to eye.
As far as the jealousy was concerned, was it jealousy both ways, or was one person more jealous than the other?
I would say Cole was very jealous. He didn't like, didn't like older men talking to me, men in period, like his friends. And at the same time with me, I wouldn't say I'm a jealous person. I'm more of I demand respect. And what I mean by that is, you're in a relationship with someone, you wouldn't be texting your ex-girlfriend. And he would have conversations with her. And I would say, I think that's very disrespectful. I don't appreciate that. And that's where the arguments would go.
Are you referring to Angela Rada?
I don't know her name, but
Okay, was it Cole's high school girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay, and as far as you know, did he have more than one high school girlfriend, or was this still one?
no, he's had a few girlfriends.
Okay, was this like a long relationship he had?
I don't know. Okay, it was a girlfriend of an ex of his, and we would constantly argue. She was always texting and calling, and
So safe to say, it kind of went both ways. Yours was a little bit more tailored to specific people that he was talking to. His was more tailored to you talking to men in general who were older than you. Is that like safe to say, or do you want to correct that?
No, I think it was more of a respect thing. Like if you're in a healthy relationship, you don't talk to your exes. I wasn't here sitting talking to my exes. I did have an ex-husband, but our conversations are very limited and they're not asking like how you been, and I don't, we don't go there.
Okay, so then with his jealousy, it was, you said older men. Was that the common fight between, or the argument between you two?
Yeah, just men in general. Men in general.
Common fights.
Men in general.
I mean, the opening statement was extremely meticulous as to jealousy and arguing and towards the victim, so I'm trying to flesh out some
I
things.
think you fleshed out quite a bit.
Okay.
You can stay in your judgment.
Is Cole younger than you?
Yes.
How many years was he younger than you, if you know?
Well, the first 4 months of the relationship, I didn't know. He had lied about his age. I found out when we were trying to rent a car and he wasn't legal. He wasn't 25. So that's when I found out.
Okay, so was there kind of an insecurity there?
Yeah, I just,
Speculation.
I don't like the fact that he lied.
You can answer.
I don't like the fact that he lied about his age. His family was lying about it too. They were fully aware. And I would go around the family and they wouldn't be honest and tell me, oh, by the way, do you know my son is, I don't know, however old he was. And then when I found out about it, I was very upset. I tried to break up with him in the car that we rented. And I was like, I don't want to do this. You're young. You have your life. I'm looking for something more just stable. I had children. I needed a father, a manly figure. And it was an emotional car ride. And I just remember saying, okay, let's just try. Let's see if we can make this work.
So that was around month 4. You say you'll try. Fast forward, we're at 9 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So that day, when you're actually out at Boca Bash, specifically, are there any arguments between you and Cole?
Yeah, well, the first argument started with the whole football player, me playing with the guy, football.
Was there another?
And then another argument occurred when he threw the seltzer at me, on my face. I got very upset in front of everyone. I just yelled at him. And at that point, he was not there. He was laughing at me. You could tell that he didn't recognize what he had just done. I don't think he did it on purpose. I don't think he threw a seltzer at me. He was throwing a bunch of seltzer in the area that I was in.
Okay, so
But it did hit me, and
So
I
you
got
guys
very
argued
upset.
about
So that was another argument.
okay, was there another argument that took place?
Yeah, so from there, I just wanted to distance myself. So I went, I guess, back to the original boat, not Sebas, but some other person's boat that I believe was his friend. And there is when he tried to talk to me and apologize. And at that point, I was very frustrated, and I just wanted to leave. I did not want to be there anymore.
Okay, so
I don't know that you wanted to be there with him at all, because if you did, you would not be out on a date for the day, spending your time with other dudes. I don't care what their ages are, and I don't care if they're married or not. That's not what you do. Don't behave like a skank. Ugh. I'm going to have to bathe after this, aren't I? This is giving me ick.
when you're having that discussion on Sebas' boat, are Sebas and his group of people looking to leave?
So Sebas had already left for the day. This is another person's boat.
Okay, so this wasn't the boat that you guys were originally on.
Exactly.
Is this captained by Captain Judy, if you remember?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It was a
Oh,
white
not the doobie.
Okay, so you're on this boat and you decide at this point that you want to leave.
Yes.
You want to leave the party?
Yeah, I just want to leave in general. I didn't feel happy. It was a lot of anxiety. It was just not a good feeling. It was horrible. And
Did Cole want to leave?
no, Cole just kept trying to talk to me and kept trying to say I'm sorry, and I wasn't trying to hear it. So it was just a game of when the cat's chasing a mouse. So we were on the boat going to the front, the back, the front, the back. He kept following me. He wasn't understanding that I just wanted to be left alone and was unhappy. And then that's when things just got worse.
Okay, so were you making yourself clear though that you didn't want to be with him?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so how did it get worse?
So what I remember is being on the back of the boat and he had put me on a hold. He was holding me on.
Okay, so you're gesturing in front of you. You have your arms out, kind of like a hug.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it from the front or from behind that he held you?
He was from behind and we had we went down. So now our butts are on the floor of the boat.
Okay.
And then he wasn't trying to let go. He wasn't trying to let go. At one point he bit me and he dug his nails in me. And at this point I felt I felt violated, so I started screaming to get off me. I think I was like cursing a lot. I wasn't happy. And I kept telling him, get off. And he just didn't want to let go of me. And then at one point, I just like, wiggle out of his hands. So I'm able to break free. And then I get shoved in the water. So that's how I ended up in the water.
Okay, was there music playing on this boat? If
I
you
don't
remember.
remember.
Okay, do you remember Boca Bash being loud?
Yes.
Okay, safe to say, do you know if anybody heard you screaming?
Yeah, I think they started filming.
Oh, sorry. She answered, she knows.
Everyone watched the show, all his buddies, not one person intervened. I believe like one girl was like, hey, stop, but the guy of the boat that, I don't know if he owns it or whatever, he did not intervene at all to help his friend. Like no one tried to stop what was happening. And I think someone even took out a phone and started filming it. So
Did you know these people on this boat?
No.
Okay, so if you saw them filming, were you able to provide anybody any names for who might have been filming?
If you showed me a photo of the people on the boat, maybe.
But you would need that, you would need the photo of that person to tell us.
Yeah, it's been a few years, so my brain is kind of.
Okay, so did you physically try to get away from Cole when he was holding you on the floor?
Yes,
Okay, how were you doing that?
I just wiggled out of his arms.
Okay, and so then you're pushed in the water.
Yes, shut.
Prior to being pushed in, had you told him anything specifically?
And from what I remember, I think I told him things like it's over. I was insulting him. I was just very angry with him. So I don't think I said anything pleasant, to be honest.
Okay, so you broke up with him?
Yeah.
How long do you think you had been at Boca Bash at this point?
Probably like 5 to 6 hours. I don't know. It could have been less. It could have been more.
That's
Okay.
a lot of
What were you
drinking.
Swimwear, red swimwear.
Showing you what's been moved into evidence, states 2, A,
Oh, orange.
and B?
Yeah.
Orange, red?
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Okay, is this what you were wearing?
Yeah.
When you're taken into the water, do you have anything with you?
No, all my belongings were on the boat. And one of his friends was there, and I remember saying, like, give me my things. And he was like, no, come on, come back. And I was just like screaming at the friend too, give me my things. And the guy didn't want to give it to me. So at that point, I just started swimming.
Okay. Did you have your phone?
I think it got wet, yeah, at some point.
Did you have it with you?
The day of Boca Bash, yes.
Did you have it when you were on the boat that you later entered into?
Yeah, I think that eventually, like,
Oh,
the
yes, you
bag,
did.
whatever my phone was in, was thrown in the water when I asked for it. So I grabbed the bag and started swimming.
Okay, did the phone get wet?
Yes.
Was it operable when you finally
No.
got onto another boat?
No.
Okay, so if you're holding it in the investigation later, were you able to use it?
No, it was completely broken.
Okay.
What kind of phone did she have? Because almost all of them are waterproof now. You can submerge them, pull them out, and they work fine. What kind of janky phone did she have that it wouldn't work? Am I the only one thinking this? For someone that is, 35 years old, 36 years old, she looks and acts like a child. Her poor children.
Did the other people on the boat, we'll get there, but did the other people on that boat try to arrange an Uber for you?
In that Paris boat?
Yes. Afterwards, when everything was done, were they trying to get you an Uber?
I think everybody was just trying to help. I don't remember who was trying to call an Uber.
Was that because you couldn't call an Uber yourself, or was it for another reason?
I think I mentioned my phone was broken.
Okay, so you're in the water, you have your phone. After you ask for your things, you do get it. And what happens then?
So I started swimming, and initially my goal was to just swim where I saw land, and the only thing I could see was straight ahead. So as I was swimming that direction, it was a bit rough for me. So that's when I ended up in the floaty. I think it was Matt or someone that was on his boat or his wife, but I ended up holding onto the floaty.
Oh,
Okay,
Matt.
so you approach a boat.
Yes.
Those
Okay.
names.
Permission to approach.
Matt Paris's boat.
If you don't recognize it,
It could be.
Okay, do you see yourself in that picture?
Oh, yes, I see. I think that's Cole holding on. Is that him when he, yeah, that's the boat.
So are you able to identify yourself in it?
Yes.
Do you remember being on that boat that day?
Yeah, after the gentleman saved me, yeah.
Okay, and is that a fair and accurate representation of what that boat looked like in the water on April 24th,
I
2022?
believe so, yes.
State would move state 7 into evidence as state 7
And you look, obviously, the net, so that objection.
and put a C.
Okay.
Where you saw Matt Paris, if you remember. When
the
you saw him.
beginning or
Yeah,
the-
when you first saw him.
Yeah, he was right next to me.
Now he's in
And
the water.
Was there anybody else in the water when you first swam up there?
Maybe his wife, I don't remember.
Okay. Was anybody else on that boat?
Yes, I think there was like 2 additional couples.
Okay, and they were on the boat.
I think so.
2 additional couples.
They would publish.
That is not true.
State
That
seven.
doesn't exist. Oh, sorry. Let me back her up here.
State 7.
I don't know if we'll be able to see it or not. She's moving it too quick. But. Oh, I can't wait for Cross.
So you swim up to this boat, and what happens?
So if I remember correctly, I had like lost some, I was having difficulties breathing. So I believe I just kind of like hung on the floaty and said, do you mind if I just take a few seconds?
Okay,
Something of that nature.
so is it Matt Paris that's in the water?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and he has a floaty?
Yes, he has a floaty, and then I'm pretty sure his wife said, oh, let me get you one, and then that's how I ended up on my own floaty.
Okay, so someone throws you a floaty after you kind of latch onto his?
Yes.
Okay. And when you're holding on to this floaty, you ask them if you could just stay there for a second.
Yes.
How long would you estimate you were there, speaking to them before something else happened?
Probably, it was a few minutes, it was not long, it was very quickly.
And at that point, when you were near that boat, were there other boats around that boat? If you remember?
I don't know.
Okay, you were really paying attention, or you?
To my surroundings, no.
Okay, so you stop in front of this boat. All right, what happens then?
So the couple was asking me how I was enjoying Boca Bash, and I was.
Without getting into specifics about what you said or what they said.
Okay, so after our little chit chat that took place a few minutes, I just remember being dragged in the water. Initially, I thought it was like a shark or something. I thought it was an aggressive animal. The last thing on my mind was thinking it was Cole. But then when I was under the water and I looked in front of me, is when I saw Cole's body, his shoulders, and
So did he come up from in front of you?
no, from what I remember, I got dragged in from the back. Like, it was one of those, because the floaty came from up front on top, and then,
Do you remember where you were
Another
at?
version.
yes, I remember in the water, he had his hands on my neck. That's what I remember.
Okay.
And I kept trying to get his hands off me. I kept trying to kick him, but he wasn't being responsive. He just kept jolting my neck back and forth.
How long would you estimate you were under the water?
I don't know. I've been asked that question. It feels like a lifetime. I'm not sure, but for sure, it had to be a few minutes, at least over 30 seconds. I don't know. At the end of the day, the gentleman jumped in the water, so I don't think.
A few minutes? Ma'am. You are full of horse pucky. You are full of it. A couple minutes is an eternity. Oh, this chick's a piece of work. She belongs with all those crazy people that have already testified. She's one of them.
It was minutes, right? Because he saw something, he jumped in, right? He saw something was wrong. But I can't sit here and say it was 47 seconds. I wasn't counting the seconds.
So it felt like a long time to you, but you can't tell us how long.
Yeah, it felt like a very, very long time and wasn't letting go. And
Okay, so just to break that down for a minute, could you breathe under the water?
No.
Have you held your breath, kind of taken a big breath and held it prior to being put in the water?
probably,
Okay, so were you having a hard time breathing and holding your breath and having enough breath?
I don't remember,
Let me ask it to you like this. Have you ever been a little kid in a pool? Were you ever small and playing in the pool? Okay, did you ever play a game where you would hold your breath and see how long you could hold it?
I don't think I was playing the game here, holding my breath. I think I was trying to survive and I don't know what that looks like.
Right, so I'm asking you a question. Did you ever do that? When you were small?
Probably, yes.
Okay,
Oh, she has
how was it
intellect.
different this time from that? Did you have enough air to breathe? Did you save up enough air to go underwater for a long time when Mr. Goldberg put his hands on your neck and put you underwater?
I just want you all to know all of the time from the time I paused this video until I just paused it again to talk to all of you was 1 minute. That's how long 1 minute is. That's an eternity. Even 10 seconds is an eternity. If we started 10 seconds right now, that's 10 seconds.
I don't know how to answer that. I don't recall. I don't know if I did take a gasp of air. I didn't see it coming. So I'm pretty sure when I was under, I was freaking out because I could not breathe. And it was a very scary moment.
So under the water, at any point, did you realize you don't have enough air?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die.
Did you give him permission to touch you when he put you under the water?
No.
What?
How you indicated somebody jumped in. Was that in addition to the person that was already in the water with you?
Matt Harris?
Yes.
Yeah, Matt Harris jumped in and dragged me out the water.
Okay. When you kind of resurfaced, what happened?
When I resurfaced, I think everybody was a bit scared, like they didn't know what was happening. And I tried my best to act like nothing happened, everything's fine.
Do you remember anybody saying anything to the defendant?
Yeah, I remember they were very angry with him. They didn't want him to come near us. He kept trying to call me. I felt really bad because he was at the point of no return. And I'm not trying to leave anyone in that type of situation. That was never our goal. We were meant to have a good day and it just turned out to be a nightmare. So I remember at one point I tried to calm him down, told him everything was gonna be okay.
Okay, before we get there, was there any point where he said anything other than your name? When you're in the water, you've just resurfaced, everyone you said is mad, yelling. Does he say anything other than your name?
Yeah, he was trying to talk to me. When he was hanging on that side piece of the boat, he was crying. He was just so hurt. And
Okay, so after you resurfaced, where do you go?
I think I went inside the boat. They were trying to make sure I was fine. And then at one point I saw Cole calling me.
Okay. Do we want to stop?
Seems like a natural stop, please. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take a recess. We'll be back at 1:20. And you're on the witness stand, so you can't discuss your testimony with any of the prosecutors or anyone else, okay? All right, so we're gonna break for now, recess, and we'll be back at 1:20.
120. Woo! Okay, let me zippity doo dah us to where we pick her up again. Bear with me just a minute. I'm trying to. Good God, how long do they talk to? Oh wait, I'm trying to see when the defense ends up coming up to start asking questions. Okay. Oh, so she was almost done with direct, it looks like. Oh boy.
Okay, good afternoon, Ms. Schwitzsky. Good afternoon. So before we get into a few things, I have some things I want to go back to.
Thank you.
Specifically, I want to go back to when we were talking about Mr. Goldberg's ex-girlfriend. Was there an interaction with a new boyfriend or somebody that was kind of related to around his ex-girlfriend on Boca Bash at that day?
Yes, I think her ex-boyfriend or boyfriend at the time.
Okay,
This-
and you indicated that either you don't know or you couldn't recall what her name was.
Right.
Okay, would looking at your deposition that you gave in this case refresh your recollection?
Yeah, I guess it is Angela, yes.
Oh, Angela, okay, so
Sorry,
you
is it Angela?
well, I'm asking if reading your deposition would refresh your memory.
Oh, it probably would. I know it's something with an A.
May I first finish, Judge?
You may.
In referring you to page 81, line 14 to 22.
Oh, Lord, this is going to be bad. She is not bright.
Just let me know when you're done, don't read it out loud.
Okay, yeah, it says Angela.
Okay, did that refresh your recollection?
Sure.
Okay, so Angela is the girl that you guys had some issues about pertaining to respect, him being in the relationship with you, still speaking to Angela. Is that same ex?
Yeah.
Okay. And then as far as the seltzers and Mr. Goldberg throwing a seltzer at you, do you recall if it was one seltzer?
I believe he threw like 5, 6.
Okay, and you indicated you weren't even sure if he knew what he was doing.
That's true.
Okay, do you recall giving a deposition in this case,
In regards to the seltzer?
for this case in general?
Oh, my
Yes.
word.
Okay, and you were sworn
Ma'am, focus.
in on that day?
Right.
Okay, and that was in June of 2023, so a little over a year after the incident. Would you say your memory about this incident is better today, or if it was better in June of 2023?
I don't know, ma'am. I think my memory was better the day of,
Judge, a
but
question, improper impeachment, impeaching on witness.
You can answer the question.
I don't know how to answer that. I don't know if my memory is better now than before.
Okay, so when you were under oath at your deposition, do you remember giving an answer as to the seltzer conversation and whether it was intentional?
I don't remember what exact words I used, but I know that it was mentioned. It's always been mentioned. I've always mentioned it from the beginning.
Okay, so if reading your deposition, will that refresh your recollection about kind of what the intent was of Mr. Goldberg throwing the seltzers, if you look at your deposition that you gave in June of 2023?
I don't think the story would change. It's what happened. We were on one of the owner's boats, and I was on a trampoline. I was on a water toy with a bunch of girls, and he started throwing the seltzers. And the first one, the second one, it was funny, haha, everything was fine. Once one hit my face is when I got irritated and upset and angry with him. But that's what happened.
Okay, so do you remember indicating or being asked whether it was malicious of him to throw the cans?
Right. I don't think anything that day. At the end, how I feel is, I think he was just not.
I'm gonna
Himself.
object to speculation.
She answered your question.
Well, I'm not responsive.
You can answer your next question.
I want you to testify to what happened that day, not what you think now. I want you to testify to what he did that day.
Okay.
Objection, asked and answered.
So on that day, when he was throwing cans at you, do you believe he intended to hit you with a can?
I can't speak about what his intentions were. All I can say was that I was in danger. I didn't feel safe. I think that, like I mentioned, the first couple cans, it was fun. Everybody was having a good time. But
What?
once it hit me, that's when I felt like everything got violated.
Okay, so your testimony today is that he threw around 5 cans,
Yeah, 3 to 5.
okay, and that you were able to catch some of them.
Right. I was trying to catch them, yes.
This
They were
is
on
what I'm
floaty and he was
concerned
throwing and I tried to catch them.
And that at some point one struck you.
This right
Okay,
here.
and did you consent to having a can thrown at you?
No, that was never spoken or agreed about.
Did you ask him to throw you a can?
No.
Okay, so were any of the cans, 1 to 5, wanted by you?
No.
Okay. So back to where we were on your direct. We were at the point where you were pulled onto the boat. And at that point, you're inside this boat. Do you see what Mr. Goldberg does?
When I'm inside Matt Paris's boat?
Yes.
No, I don't recall the interaction with what happened or how the screaming started. I think he was like asking for help, and at one point I tried to help, and then the people in the boat got very angry, and then it kind of just was left there.
When you're pulled on the boat, is anybody like on the boat helping you?
Yeah, they were all helping.
Did they give you a towel,
I think so.
bottle of water,
I think so.
orange juice?
I think so.
How were you feeling in that moment?
I felt betrayed. I felt angry. I didn't feel safe.
Did you feel scared?
I felt scared, yeah.
Did you cry?
Yes, I cried that day.
And after this event specifically, did you cry?
Yeah, sometimes when I think about what happened and you know, what we experienced, it's emotional. I think anybody would feel that way. It's not a nice feeling, but, you know, mistakes were made and here we are now.
Okay, so when you got pulled on the boat, safe to say, you cried at some point?
Yes.
Okay. Were you shaking?
Probably.
And at that point, did you ever come into contact with police?
Yeah, I came into contact with them, I believe, like after they had come into contact with Cole. And they wanted to ask questions and they came on the boat. I think that's, you know, and then they started asking questions and.
Was that around the same time that you were comforting Cole?
I think so, yeah. All I remember is just like being bent over and saying, everything's gonna be fine, relax, everything's fine. And I just remember like the police, like coming near us and getting him on the boat. And then I believe like one or two entered the other boat and that's when they started like talking to me and asking what happened.
Okay, so before we get into kind of what happens with the police, I'm gonna ask you, after what he did to you, why would you go and comfort or speak to Mr. Goldberg?
I think I did that because at the end, like I knew he wasn't like a bad person. He just lost it, you know, and I felt terrible. I don't understand why he has to come after me. Why couldn't you just stay there? None of this would have occurred. So I, as a mother, I have children. I felt, you know, I felt that this was a sad situation. So I don't like to see anybody, you know, crying or in pain or, so no matter what it is I went through at that moment, you know, the care I had for him was stronger than the fear. And I started just like telling him everything's gonna be fine, you know, because I saw that he was panicking and I can't, like, I'm not just gonna, you know, I don't know. That was my instinct. That's what I went to do.
Okay, so when you're doing that, you're comforting him, did you want to go back with him?
No, that was never like on my mind, like, oh, I hope we can fix this.
For that day even? Did you want to leave with him that day after what had happened?
No.
Were you scared of him?
I was disappointed at that moment. I was scared. Being under the water, I had never experienced something like that, so it was a very scary experience. But what I felt like what I wanted more was an apology. I wanted him to like recognize what he did. I wanted his family to know what had happened and for them to like help him, not necessarily brush it under the rug. Like, let's get help, let's get better, and that wasn't what I got.
So you
What's the deal with the
believe
family?
that
She's
his
got
actions
a
were a
feet.
result of anger?
And alcohol, yes.
So at the point that the police arrive, do they try to talk to you and figure out what happened?
Yeah, they did. They did.
Were you responsive?
I didn't want to say much. I didn't want to, you know, at the end, this was a relationship that I had for months and we had a lot of like care for one another. So it wasn't like I was trying to destroy him and, oh, go arrest the officers and because he just did this. That was not my demeanor at all. I was trying to act like everything was fine, nothing happened, let's all go home. I didn't want this to escalate to something bigger.
Had Cole been crying when he was at the edge of the boat?
Yes.
When you were waiting and speaking to the people on the boat, did you express kind of your conflict and your emotions to them?
I was kind of quiet for a huge period because I was just trying to process everything, so I wasn't like my jittery self. But I do recall that one of the guys in the boat got upset with me and said, "You should say something. This is not okay what you just went through."
Objection, hearsay.
So when that was mentioned,
You can keep going.
when that was mentioned, I think that's when I felt like I had the courage.
I bet I know who
start
that
talking
was.
and saying what was happening.
But did you give a statement to police that day saying Cole Goldberg did this to me?
I think I did at the end. Yeah.
And was that recorded on body worn?
I don't know. I don't know if they had it on.
Okay, when you were on the boat with the tariff checks and the Ferrises and the police are there, did you tell the police what was happening or did you just want to get back to shore?
I don't think it was at that time I spoke to the lady. I think it was more when they were taking me with them and we started talking about domestic violence, and then that's when that conversation started naturally. It wasn't something forced.
Okay, so talking about that, were you arrested on the 24th?
I was.
Okay, and was that for that VOP? With a violation of probation that we were discussing? You were on probation in Miami?
Yeah, but I had not violated it. I had seen my parole officer that Friday, so it was a very weird situation to be put in.
Okay, and as far as your involvement in this case and your involvement with your case in Miami, did you ever promise to Miami that you would be a cooperative victim and you wouldn't get any charges or you would get things taken off? Were you given any benefits for being a victim here?
I don't think so.
Okay, and so whatever happened with your VOP happened of its own accord, is that correct?
I think so, I'm not sure.
Okay, but you never signed a paper saying, I'm a victim of domestic violence, please, and then they said, well, she's a victim, we're gonna drop this case.
No, I signed a few papers. I don't think it was that.
Okay,
I don't recall.
all right.
And just so you know, Kristen sent me some very good information, additional information about her. We will go over some of that once we're done with the entire trial. I don't want to cloud anything with what we might find out extraneously, but afterward, y'all know we're going to get into it.
But it would be a written document that would be in the court system.
I would assume so, yes.
Okay, speaking of court systems, did you file an injunction in this case kind of after everything happened?
I haven't filed anything.
Was there a civil restraining order that was filed by an attorney that represented you at the time?
Right. I've had a few attorneys, so I don't know what their strategy was, but there's a bunch of documents that were filed on my behalf.
And is there, or was there a civil suit pending against Cole Goldberg after this?
I think there was a restraining order. In the beginning, I was kind of like, I'm afraid, oh, what if they come after me, things like that. But then eventually it either dropped or it got dismissed. I'm not too sure.
Okay, you didn't attend the hearing, did you? For an injunction, do you remember doing that?
I wasn't, so if
She
we're
has no
speaking
clue
about
what
my
you're
first
talking about.
attorney, Jose Baez, I'm not sure if that's the one that filed that form, but he was fired after me missing an important date. So if
Did she just drop the old Jose Baez? Did I hear that correctly? Hold it. We're going to play that again.
we're speaking about my first attorney, Jose Baez, I'm not sure if that's the one that filed that form, but he was fired after me missing an important date. So that's how I went to the second attorney.
Okay, and with the second
Oh my goodness. She is special. She is very special.
attorney, you guys have filed a civil lawsuit suing Cole Goldberg for damages?
Well, Jason is no longer representing me because he was threatening me about, not taking the deal or whatever. So he's not in the picture anymore. But it's been a long time. My goal from the civil lawsuit was definitely for Boca Bash to be held responsible. I think it's very alarming that you have
So-
people drinking in the water. There's no, okay.
So was there or is there a pending lawsuit against Cole Goldberg?
The prosecuting attorney is like, I want to take a sock and cram it into your mouth to get you to shut up. I am loving this. That's why I had to get snackies. Sorry, I'm a little hungry this evening.
I'm not sure what's been filed or what has remained filed. I'm not,
Did you agree to file at some point?
Oh,
Was
yes,
there an open
yes.
case? Okay, so you're not sure of the status today because of the
Exactly.
change in attorneys,
yes,
but at some point there has been.
yes.
Okay.
Wow, lady. Here's something else.
Did you testify in the regard of the investigation to the police? Did you give a statement thinking about your probation case that you were on?
I think I had to mention it to them.
Okay, but did you think like, I have to say something or I'm gonna get in trouble with my probation?
No, because remember, I had seen my parole officer that Friday, so I thought I was fine. I didn't know that that was an issue.
When the officers began to ask you questions while you were on the boat, did you ever get emotional?
Probably.
Do you remember if the defendant was calling out to you at any point while you were speaking to officers?
I think he was.
Now, we sort of talked about your career, and safe to say that you were in that career when you were dating Cole.
Yes.
Did Cole have a problem with your entertainment business?
I don't think so. I wasn't doing anything crazy.
Did he have a problem with you being a reality TV star?
I don't think so. I don't
A
recall.
reality TV star?
Did he like it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I
One
don't
moment,
even know who
Bridget.
this chick is. And she's a reality TV star? Did not even know your face at all.
Right, disabled hostile witness.
Question?
Oh boy!
Thank you.
Here we go.
Just may I get that other podium?
Sure.
One.
She's going to use 2 podiums. Oh, ma'am. Oh, I'm ready for this. Oh, I'm glad I have snacks. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh, boy. You just take your time, Ms. Defense Attorney. Oh, oh my goodness gracious. Don't tell me she's taking all that up there. Y'all, do you see that stack? Oh, ma'am, just walk off the stand right now. Just walk off. I'd be like, deuces, out of here.
Good afternoon.
Now, you just testified here on direct examination that, quote unquote, the whole day was not pleasant. Is that correct?
Yes, for the most part, yes.
But isn't it true that you were the one that insisted on remaining at Boca Bash after the Espinosas left, you and Cole behind?
I think it was a choice that we both decided on.
Not you?
I don't remember, but
Isn't it true that you specifically told Cole, I want to stay, I want to stay? You were having fun. This was the first time that you'd ever been at Boca Bash?
yeah, it could have been, I asked him, oh, let's stay. And then he said, okay, sure, let's do it.
Right, so it was your decision to stay, was it not?
Probably yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So even though the whole day was not pleasant, right? That's your testimony. You had an opportunity to leave, go back with the Espinosas, and you decided that you were gonna stay. Is that true?
Yes.
And you decided to
I did.
stay even though there was this incident, argument with the football incident, and then the seltzer incident, and all these horrible things were happening, but you decided to stay back with this man who had been abusing you and jealous all day long, right?
No. The seltzer incident, when it got really bad was after the boat had left.
But you testified that the whole day was not pleasant. That was your testimony on direct examination.
It
Remember
was.
that?
Exactly. I said that we started the morning on a rough foot, because that's the truth.
But, all right, I will go on from that, okay? You also testified that Cole lied about his age. Do you remember telling the stories that?
Yeah.
You knew that Cole had just graduated FSU, right? Florida State University. You knew he just graduated college. And you knew that he was going to law school, right?
Okay.
Well, you did. You knew that, right?
Yes,
You told the people on the boat that, did you not?
probably.
You also told law enforcement that. You remember that?
Probably.
You were telling everybody there that he was a nice guy, he's going to law school, he's a good guy. You remember that?
I haven't changed. He is a nice guy. He just made a mistake,
Okay.
right?
So you knew his age. You graduated college around 21, 22.
Yeah, but he lied. That's not the point.
You knew. He did not lie.
He did lie.
Why would he tell you he's a different age?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him? I can't respond for him, but he lied.
Oh,
He never lied about his age. You know that that's.
How would you know?
Judge recognizes this.
Sustained.
what is happening? Oh, she has got some attitude. Oh my heavens. Yes. I don't know why she didn't understand he was like 22, 23 years old. If he started college when he graduated from high school at 17 or 18, and college is 4 years, we are talking about somebody that is not an intellectual pillar. Yeah. He would be like 22, 23 there, Chippy. Wow. Yeah. No emotional regulation. I'm here for it.
You also
We
testified,
gotta back that up.
you know that,
I don't know, why don't you,
he did not lie.
he did lie.
Why would he tell you he's a different age?
I don't know, why don't you ask him? I can't respond for him, but he lied.
He never lied about his age, you know that that's.
How would you know?
Judge, your arguments.
Sustained.
Wow.
You also testified on direct examination that when you were on the back of a boat, that when you were thrown into the water, remember that?
Right.
Okay, you were thrown in by Cole, right?
Right.
So what did he do? Did he pick you up and throw you into the boat by your stomach, or what did he do?
I think he shoved me.
Okay, but you definitely did not go into the water willingly on your own accord, right?
I don't think so.
Well, you don't think so? Or you're not sure? On direct, you said he threw you in the water, which is it?
He shoved me?
Okay, so he shoved you into the water against your will, right?
Yes.
And you testified that at some point after he threw you in the water, that somebody threw your bag in. Remember that?
Right, yes.
Okay, so after you got thrown in the water, somebody just throws your belongings, your bag into the water, right?
Right.
Okay, who threw the bag in the water?
I don't remember.
What kind of bag was it?
I don't remember. I just know my phone was in it.
And when he threw you in the water, nobody
Well, you know
jumped
what
in
bag
after
you
you
had.
to help you, right?
No.
And
So
so
they were
they,
trying to get me back in the boat. The guy kept saying, come back in.
what guy?
The guy that was next to him when this happened.
Who?
I don't know his name.
Was it the guy who threw the bag in the water?
Yes, probably.
Probably, or it was?
Probably.
Okay, so you're not really sure.
No, it's been almost 4 years. I'm trying to remember, but I do know someone threw the bag. So it must have been Cole or it must have been that guy that said, no, Carolyn, come back in, come back in. And I was refusing to.
Okay, so now it's possible it was Cole that was telling you to come back,
No, no, his friend was the one encouraging me to come back.
Okay, which one of his friends?
He had like dark hair.
Do you remember what he was wearing? What kind of bathing suit?
No, it's been almost 4 years. I don't remember those small minor details.
Remember if it was Sabaz? The person you call him Sabaz?
Sebas?
Yeah,
Sebas
Sabaz.
had left already. We were on another boat.
That's what I'm trying to find out. Who do you think this friend was?
I don't know if this was at the end of the event. This is when I swam away. So this was the last boat we were on.
Right, do you not remember?
It's
the-
one of his friends, yes.
Do you
It was a-
remember-
It
do
was
you
a white
remember-
boy. I don't know his name.
Are you having trouble remembering because your memory was impaired due to alcohol?
No,
Okay, because you just made a point of saying it was at the end of the day. I'm wondering why that would affect your ability to recall who this person was. Did it have anything to do with alcohol?
Objection has been answered.
Sustained, it has been answered.
So the bag goes into the water, right?
Yes.
And it had your phone in it,
yes.
and then you swam with the bag until you reached Matt Paris's and Alex's boat?
I don't remember. I think I stayed with my phone.
So how did your phone get out of the bag while you were swimming?
Well, I was swimming. I'm pretty sure it was a bag of clothes.
Okay, so as you're swimming, right, and the water was a bit rough, you testified on direct examination, right?
Right.
And you're struggling a bit, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then while you're struggling and swimming in rough water, you decide for some reason you're gonna take your cell phone out of your bag, right?
Right. So before I started swimming, right then and there, I stayed with my phone. I think that was like the only asset I had that was important at that moment. So I stayed with the phone and I started swimming.
Okay, so somebody just threw you
But it
overboard,
didn't work.
and right
Yeah,
before,
so-
let me finish my question. Someone had just thrown you overboard a boat, and moments earlier, you had been sexually molested, and he was trying to hurt you, right? There was an argument, and your bag gets thrown in the water, and then your testimony is that you decide while you're swimming in rough water, you're gonna open your bag and take out your phone, because that's the only asset you have?
Yes, because I wanted my phone so that I could get home because I didn't want to go back home with him.
So why couldn't you have your phone in your bag? Why did you have to take it out of the bag while you're swimming in these rough waters to
Right.
escape your abuser?
Well, when I say rough waters, the waters were actually really calm. It wasn't rough waters. It was the length of where we were from that boat, and I swam over there. That is what I meant by how it was a difficult time.
So when you took the phone out of the bag, you had the bag still with you when you got to the Paris boat, right?
I don't think so, but I don't remember.
So it's possible your bag was just left in the water there with your
Yeah,
clothes
could be.
floating? And what happened? Do you remember, did it just like spill out, or what happened with your bag and all your clothes?
I don't recall. I just started swimming away from the boat. So
Okay, and nobody ever retrieved your bag or gave it back to you after this incident had occurred?
I don't think so.
This woman.
But it's possible?
I'm not sure.
Objection has been answered.
Okay.
So you can answer that. Is it possible somebody gave you your backpack with the clothes?
I'm not sure.
You don't remember that?
No, I think, they threw it in the water when I asked for it.
Right, but after you took your phone out while you're swimming in these waters to get away from Cole, did anyone ever then subsequently retrieve your bag and your belongings and give it back to you later that day or any other point?
I don't recall.
How do you not know whether you got your clothes or
Today
not?
you
You were in
testified
a
under
bikini.
examination that I got dragged from the back. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And at one point, I thought I heard you say that Cole came from the front and dragged you from the front. Did I misunderstand that, or did you say first the front and then later the back?
So from what I remember, I was on the floaty and so it's circle tubular float and I'm laying chest down and he didn't come from the side, he came from the back, that's what I recall. And then, I remember sliding into the water feet first, like that's how I got in the water,
So now you slid into the water,
dragged.
you were dragged in the water. And was he behind you or in front of you when you got dragged into the water?
At that point, he was in front of me because I could see him under the water.
Okay, and so he's underneath you, in the front of you, right? And he's dragging you under the water.
No, he's not underneath me,
Okay,
he's across me.
okay. I thought at some point on direct examination, you said that he came up from behind you, you thought it was a shark.
Right.
And then he flipped over you and then you later were kicking him. Is that what you said?
What I said was, I did think it was like a shark, because it was strange how I had just gone in the water. And then when I looked up to see, because I couldn't get back on top of the water, because something was holding me down. And that's when I noticed that his hands were on my neck, and he was right in front of me when that happened.
All right, I'm taking you slowly. So when he stood up behind you, did he immediately flip over you after you thought he was a shark? And then strangle you, or did he strangle you before he flipped over like a shark?
I don't think he flipped, I don't know how he got in the water. All I remember is that when he brought me into the water, when I'm underneath, I can see his body directly in front of me because his arms were extended and he kept this rage movement going back and forth. So that was the interaction underneath the water. I don't know how he ended up in the water.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out when he flipped over you. Did he flip over you before he strangled you or after he strangled you?
Like I said, I was on the floaty. He drags me into the water, and then from that point, I was under the water, my head completely submerged, and I just see his arms and his legs and his body. I don't know how he got in the water.
That's not my question.
Okay.
I'm trying to find out when the flip occurred. You said earlier on direct examination, he jumped or he flipped over you. That was your testimony. So when did he actually literally flip or jump over your body? At what point did that happen?
I think I used the wrong word. I don't think he was doing acrobatics there. I think it was more like in a rage, he dragged me to get me, and then from there, it was easy for him to position him in front of me with his arms. He already had a hold of me.
Okay, well, with all due respect, you would agree that this is a very serious matter, right? Right? And words are very important, right?
Yes.
And the words that you use here, to his honor, are critical, right?
Yes, I've been doing my very best to tell my truth and what I've experienced, and I'm trying my hardest. It's been almost 4 years.
I understand.
Okay.
This is the first I'm hearing about shark-like activity and flipping and jumping over you. So this is a really important issue.
Okay.
And I'm not, and you're not telling me at what point he flipped over you or jumped over you.
I don't think flip was the word. I think it was more like he aggressively grabbed me down into the water, and then he maneuvered himself in front of me so that we were positioned like this, like two boxers. That's how we were positioned under the water.
Okay. I have to go on a little rant here. Side note. If I hear, and this is probably going to be unpopular, if I hear one more time in my life someone tell me they want to tell everybody my truth, I am going to lose my ever-loving mind. There is the truth. I am so sick of hearing his truth, her truth, their truth, my truth. No, when did that become a thing? Just tell the truth. I am just here to tell my truth. Stop it. Just tell the truth. Oh, Melissa, there you go. Yeah. Her truth. I'm over it. Just tell the truth. Make good choices and tell the truth. It ain't hard. It doesn't need to be, the truth doesn't need to be owned by somebody. It's not a possession. All right, I think I have that off my chest now. I will end the side note. Thanks for this public service announcement.
Okay, and you testified that he had his hands on your neck. You said on direct examination, in the water, Cole had his hands on my neck. You remember that?
Yes,
Was that under the water or was that above the water?
under.
So both you and Cole were underneath the water when he had his hands around your neck?
Yes, but his head was on top.
Okay, well, you can't be on top of the water and be under the water at the same time. My question to you was, were both you and Cole underneath the water, when he took his hands and choked you?
No, his head was on top of the water, because I remember all I could see was his neck and down and his two arms. That was the first thing you would see under the water.
And he had both hands and he was choking you?
Yes,
And you testified on direct examination that he was jolting your neck back and forth. Do you remember that?
yes.
And he was doing this in front of many people, right?
In front of the boat we were, yes,
Right, jolting your head back and forth, sort of like a rag doll, right?
yes.
How many times did he jolt your head back and forth like a rag doll?
I don't remember, but it was a long time. I felt like I was there for a while.
Like several minutes?
I don't think it was several minutes.
How long would you estimate?
I don't know.
Can you tell the court how many times he had your neck jolting back and forth like a rag doll? How many times did he do that roughly?
Well, it was a while because I remember I tried kicking him at first and he wasn't letting go. And then I tried to dig my fingers in his hands to let go, and none of that was happening. And the only reason why everything stopped was because the gentleman intervened. It wasn't like he let go of his own or he came to his senses.
Well, let's talk about that for a moment. So your testimony is that you took your nails and you tried to get his hands off your neck. You just testified to that, right?
Yeah, I was trying to have him let go of my neck, yes.
All right. And you were doing that in order to save your life, right? To get him off of you,
Yes,
okay? And of course, when you did that, you had to drop your cell phone, right?
yes,
And drop into the water, of course, because that's where you were, right?
Whoops. Nicely
You
done.
testified on
Mr.
direct
Defense Attorney.
examination that Matt Paris was the one that, quote, jumped in and dragged me out of the water. Remember telling Ms. Suarez that?
right, yes.
And Matt Suarez was not who was the gentleman on the raft in the water when you first came up to to Alex's boat?
I think that was Matt, I'm not sure.
Okay, so there was a gentleman in the water when you first got up to the boat, right?
The floaty, yes,
Okay. And now it's your testimony that Matt was on the boat and jumped in and dragged you out of the water?
That's
yes,
what I was
somebody in the
saying.
boat did. I'm pretty sure it was Matt Paris, because I've been hearing that he was like the savior here.
So you just testified that Matt was the one in the water when you first came upon the boat. He was the one in the floaty. And
I've
now
been
you're testifying that Matt jumped into the water and took you out of the water.
Yeah, he didn't, I think he was out or back on his boat already. I was under the water, like 20, 30, 40 seconds, I don't know. But at that point, that's when I feel someone grab me back into like the boat
Okay,
area.
so you would agree that if what you're saying is accurate, that Matt was in the water at one point, and now he's back in the boat, and then he jumps in to
Right.
grab you and drag you out to save you.
Right.
Right?
I believe so, yes.
So he must have, in order for that to occur, he would have had to have been in the boat, left you there, got back on the boat, and then decide to jump back in the water to save you, right? That would be the only thing that would make sense.
Objection, speculation.
You also testified that you're not a big drinker, right?
Very true.
But you testified that you had between 3 and 5 drinks that day, is that correct?
Yes, but I'm not full drinks. I'll babysit drinks. That's what everyone knows me as.
Now, you testified also that there was some testimony about Cole being jealous, do you remember that?
Yes,
And you said that he didn't like you speaking to older men, right?
men in general, yes.
And that you were not jealous, correct?
No, I'm if you respect me and you respect the relationship, there's no issues.
Okay, in fact, you said that you demand respect, right?
Right.
And you're not the jealous type?
No.
Isn't it true that you and Cole were at Rocco Tacos in Boca Raton in March of 2022?
Objection, relevance.
State, open the door.
I have the question first.
That you were at Rocco Tacos in Boca Raton about a month before this incident occurred, and you saw Angela Rada, Cole's ex-girlfriend. She was at a table with 6 friends, and when you went up to the table and started
Uh-oh.
screaming and yelling at Angela
Uh-oh.
about texting Cole, and you were extremely jealous.
Oh,
Remember that incident?
Same objection.
What is the relevance to this?
That the state opened the door, that he's the jealous one causing this whole thing. He's the one that's
Exactly.
arguing with her, when the
Exactly.
opposite is true.
What's the time frame for the
A
question?
month before the incident.
And further, Steve?
Angela Rada was not there on the date of the incident.
No, for the objection. You can ask them.
I can
That's
answer.
right.
Yes. I don't remember me getting aggressive like that. I try to do things in a classy manner. I think what I remember is we walked in and he tried to like pretend like she wasn't there. And somebody
ma'am. Class left a long time ago for you. Oh my goodness. Oh, Carolyn, you're so cute. I try to handle things in a classy manner. Well, you missed the mark a lot. Sorry.
said hi, it was an interaction. And I think I got like offended that he didn't introduce me. Like if you're gonna say, I don't know, something like that too. But I don't think I attacked her or started like going aggressive. I don't think that was my interaction with her.
Well, isn't it true that you actually went out to this group of women and started confronting Angela?
I don't really remember that. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, hi.
If I did,
Oh,
I probably was in a very like unhappy space with him. And maybe she was like texting prior, but I'm very kind with everyone, all his friends, everybody he brought around. I was always super kind. So I don't believe I would go up to a group of girls and just start looking crazy. I think something had to happen where I felt it was disrespect on his part.
Okay, well, isn't it true that you actually approached the table and confronted Miss Rada when Cole got up from the bar to go to the bathroom? You remember
Objection
that?
asked and answered.
It's a stand.
Lord USMC, I
Today
hope
you
he is.
testified on direct examination that
I
it
hope
wasn't
he's
working
really
out.
good.
Remember earlier in the morning that you had already sensed that the relationship wasn't working out with you, right?
Right.
Remember that? Yes?
Yes.
Isn't it true that that morning, before you went to Boca Bash, that Cole got a call from a girl inquiring about a boat rental? Do you remember that? And you becoming enraged with jealousy? Do
Oh,
Objection, relatives.
You can answer no.
you remember that?
I do remember that. He did get a call from a girl. I think what happened that day, we were just both like over it. There was a lot of tension. We weren't happy from the day before, from what I remember. So I think that when some girl called
answer the
him,
question.
and you know how like guys, they try to like hide or
No,
not
I
speak
wouldn't know
about
that.
you.
My question is, isn't it true you got jealous?
I wouldn't say I was jealous. I just, you have a 18-year-old calling your partner and he's hiding the phone, hiding the conversation, you ask questions. And
Isn't
you
it true?
wonder what
Isn't it
you're
true you speaking to her on speakerphone and that's how you learned it was a woman or a girl and that's when you became extremely jealous?
doing. No, I don't think so.
This wasn't a girlfriend. This was just a woman inquiring about a boat rental because he worked as a boat broker a little bit. Remember that?
I don't recall him being a boat broker, no.
So what was your impression? Was this a girlfriend or just a female friend or what was your impression who this woman was?
Objection, speculation.
If you knew.
I'm stating the objection.
I don't know about that. She asked, what was your impression? I don't know if I agree with that. I would have had her answer it.
Isn't it true that Cole threw a seltzer at your face and knocked you to the ground? Remember saying that on some other occasion?
And not to the ground?
Yeah, that while you were on the trampoline, that he threw
Oh.
this can, like a football,
Right,
knocked you to the ground, right?
right, yes.
And today, your testimony is that he threw the seltzer can unintentionally. Remember saying that on direct examination?
Objection, mischaracterization of the evidence.
Overruled.
You remember saying to this court that he threw the can unintentionally.
She did say that.
What I'm trying to say is that I don't think that this was a sober man acting in his normal self. He's not naturally an aggressive person. Like when he's sober and he's calm, he's very kind and very sweet.
My question wasn't regarding aggressiveness. What I'm asking you, isn't it true that you testified that he threw the can unintentionally?
I don't know what his intentions were. I don't know why he threw the cans. I don't know how he was feeling at the moment. All I know is that I felt unsafe at that moment.
I don't know, I'm trying to explore why you use that word. You use the word that he didn't do it intentionally. Isn't that true?
Objection, asked and answered.
Overruled.
Isn't that true?
I did use that word, and maybe I am using the wrong words, but I don't think that he said, I'm gonna throw this can at Caroline's face. I don't think that that's what he was trying to do, or like, It was a decision. I think he was not thinking clearly and he just acted.
Well, when the state was questioning you after the break, they tried to get you to say that it was malicious. Do you remember that?
It could have been malicious. I don't know. He wasn't happy with me.
Okay, so it could have been malicious, it could have been unintentional, and it was that he took it like a football and threw it at you and knocked you to the ground, right?
Right.
It was all those things.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Sharissa, you're going to want to go back to the beginning because this chick is a piece of work.
Isn't it true that Cole was throwing, well, you said earlier that Cole had thrown a number of seltzers, right? While you were all on the trampoline?
Yes.
And you were on the trampoline with 6 other young girls, is that right?
Yeah, there was a bunch of girls.
Maybe more than 6?
I don't know.
And isn't it true that Cole was throwing these seltzers to the other girls as well? That's the speculation.
Oh.
Isn't it true that Cole was throwing these other seltzers to the other girls?
I don't recall.
And you got jealous, right?
No.
You got upset and angry at him because he was throwing seltzers to not just you, but all the girls on the trampoline, right?
Am I allowed to answer?
I'm asking you to answer.
No, I got upset because it hit me. I think any normal person that gets hit in the face is going to get upset. It wasn't nice.
Okay, let's talk about that. You testified that he hit you right in the face, right? Like the eye and the face area? Is that yes?
Yes.
In the cheek, right?
Yes.
And you got actually swollen from that. You remember testifying to that on another occasion?
Yes, at that moment, he hit me and hurt me a lot.
In fact, you were screaming, right?
I was
Crying?
I was.
Okay, and you were asking people to help you. You remember that?
Yeah, they helped me off the trampoline back in the boat, and that's when he was sitting on the cooler, and I started yelling at him, "What are you doing? What are you thinking?" And he was just laughing like he wasn't registering what had just happened.
So you actually sustained an injury. You just said you were swollen, right? On your eye and cheek area from that.
I felt a lot of pain, yes, especially when I was swimming in the water.
Oh, a lot of pain. Oh, ma'am. Danger, danger, little Misty. Oh, it's so nice to have a case where nobody dies. We just deal with really poor choices. It's like, hold that thought right there. I'm going to help you out with oh,
I'm showing you what's in evidence as offense number 2. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Is that you?
Yes.
And that's you on the boat, Alex and Paris' boat? Sorry, Rich. Don't try to knock me down.
And that's you?
Yeah.
Okay, and that was on the Paris's of Alex boat, as we've been referring to it?
Yes.
All right. And that, your face without any injuries at all?
I mean, the image is distorted. I don't think you can get anything from that image. You
Nothing
can
at all?
see- No,
No? So tell me what's distorted about this image?
you can tell it's depixelated.
Oh, what does that mean? Somebody tampered with this?
No, that means that the image is not it wasn't printed to its full capacity.
Okay, but can you point out for me any injuries to your cheek or eye area?
I mean, I don't know, it's a little distorted. You could just see that definitely she's been crying a lot.
I-
Everything is,
I didn't ask if you were crying. What I'm asking you, do you see any cuts on your eye or cheek or face?
I never said I had any cuts.
I didn't
say
ask if
that.
you ever said that. I'm saying, do you see any cuts or scratches to your face?
No, I don't see cuts.
Do you see any bruises to your face?
I see swelling, yes.
Okay, can you point to the swelling, please?
I would say like this.
What's this? You're pointing to your whole face.
Yeah, here. No,
So-
I'm pointing right here where the can hit me.
So for the record, you're pointing to the left eye and cheek. Is that correct?
Yes,
Is that your left eye and cheek?
yes.
And you're saying that they're swollen there, right?
I would say it looks a little swollen. It doesn't look normal to me.
oh boy.
May I approach the witness?
Oh, I would love to see this picture. Oh,
I'm showing you what's been marked as offense number 5 for identification purposes. Do you recognize this?
Yes.
That's you? Why are you chuckling?
I just look so crazy.
What do you mean crazy?
My hair is a mess. My makeup is drippy. you caught me in the middle of saying something, so not a nice image.
All right, so do you remember this image being taken at the dock area after you were taken off the boat? You were taken from the Paris boat, you were taken to land, do you
I
remember that?
didn't know they were taking pictures of me.
All right, but do you remember being taken to land?
Oh, yes,
All right, and this is a photo or an image of you at the land, is that correct?
yes.
And this time it offers things, excuse me, if that's fine.
Any legal objection to the offense file?
No.
Oh, I
Received
wish
that
she'd turn it
objection,
around
that's
so we
it.
Thank you. Okay, and do you see any injuries to your face on this image?
I do not. The image is a bit more clearer.
And you would agree that there's no swelling or bruising or any injury to your left side of the face or your eye?
I don't know, it looks a little, right here, it just looks weird. I don't know if it's because the image is distorted or,
Okay, and
Nothing
again, for the record, you're pointing to the left side of your face, eye area, is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
And it's your testimony that you believe that there's swelling there from the can when it hit you in the eye?
Yes.
I dare say that defense attorney in her day was an absolute knockout because she's still a very nice looking woman at her current age. Hey, Christine, thanks for coming on in.
Showing you image. Showing you what's in evidence. Hello,
Great.
showing you what's in evidence as defense number 3. Do you recognize this?
Oh,
Yes.
Okay, well, what is this?
That's when I was just like telling him,
oh, we got to back that up because we actually could see. Oh, all right, hang on. There we go. Can everybody see that? So this is Cole, and this is Twinkle Toes here. That's an interesting snapshot. Hey, Judes, welcome.
Recognize this? You do?
yes.
Okay, well, what is this?
That's when I was just like telling him everything's gonna be okay, don't panic.
All right, and this is at the back or the side of the Paris boat?
Yes, I believe the side.
Okay, and this is obviously Cole, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're holding his hand?
Yes.
And you're comforting him at this point, telling him everything's gonna be okay?
Yeah.
You two weren't arguing at this point, right?
No, there was no argument.
No argument at all, right?
Mm-mm.
Is that a no?
No.
In fact, the whole time that Cole was at the rear of Paris boat, it was never any argument whatsoever, right?
When he was in that holding on,
Yes.
no, I was not arguing with him. I just kept reminding him that things are gonna be fine, don't freak out, don't panic.
And this was somebody that you were comforting who had just tried to kill you, right, and drown you?
I don't know what his intentions were, but I do know that I was scared for my life. That's all I know.
And you testified, you thought that he would get his hands around your throat, he was trying to kill you or drown you, right?
Yeah, he was in a complete rage. He was angry. You know, this wasn't the first time he's gotten a little angry or, you know, rage or whatever. So,
Okay, but earlier you testified he's not aggressive, and now you're saying this isn't the first time he's been in a rage?
yeah, unfortunately, we've had a few incidents prior and it all involved alcohol.
Alright,
So
so he-
alcohol was never his friend.
All right, so was he aggressive to you in the past or not?
We had 2 incidents at the Hard Rock Hotel where there was a lot of alcohol involved and then they would get aggressive. It could spiral out of control, but it was never to the point of this. He had never like physically hurt me, or he would just like lash out, start screaming or getting in my face and, you know, pointing, but it wasn't aggressive like what I experienced at Boca Bash.
You testified on direct examination briefly about a civil lawsuit, do you remember that?
Yes,
I'm not referring to the injunction where you were seeking a restraining order, but the civil lawsuit,
okay,
okay? And you said quote, Jason is no longer on the case, that he was threatening you. Do you remember that?
Yes,
And
The
you
testified
had a
to
difference
that.
of opinion. You remember that?
yes,
And that's Jason Fagnano that you're referring to, right?
yes.
So you fired Jason, or did he get off the case? What happened?
Well, he mentioned that he would not be representing me anymore.
All right, and have you hired a new lawyer to take over that civil lawsuit?
No, the civil lawsuit is not something that I am really focused on like I was years ago.
All right, but that civil lawsuit is still open, is it not?
Yes,
Has not been dismissed, it's currently pending, right?
right,
All right, and I've spoken with attorneys, that case has sort of been put on the back burner pending the outcome of this case, is it not?
right, yes,
Okay, and you said something on direct examination, you said Boca Bash should be responsible, do you remember that?
yes, I do believe that, they throw a huge event, that hundreds, thousands of people go out there, but there's no lifeguards. They do have like, police officers like on the water, but it's all the way to the left side of where the yachts are, not in the middle. So this could have easily been prevented if there were lifeguards or cops everywhere, watching the scene.
So you actually believe that the lawsuit should include the town of Boca or Boca Bash, whoever throws that event, due to their negligence, right?
Objection, relevance?
You believe that the lawsuit should actually be against Boca Bash or the town of Boca because of their irresponsibility or negligence, right, for not having lifeguards.
I do believe that they need to implement like a better system. It's an event that continues to go on till today. And what we don't want is this happening to someone else.
Okay, is that where the disagreement arose between you and Mr. Fagnano, that you wanted to sue other entities and he did not?
I don't really want to get into details as to the conversation that I had with him, but we're just not on the same page.
Is your lawsuit going to be amended to include Boca Raton or some other entity, Boca Bash?
Judge, I'm gonna object to attorney-client privilege.
And at this point, it's not relevant, like, it's the same thing.
Wow. Well. The female attorney's name is Heidi, by the way. Ironically, Heidi Ho. Heidi Perlette is what I am seeing here.
May I approach the witness?
Oh, that
Showing you what's been marked as offense number 15 for identification purposes. Do you recognize this?
Yeah.
What is this?
A mugshot.
And this was after you were arrested on the 24th for the outstanding violation of probation warrant, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, and Your Honor, this time I would move defense number 15 to evidence.
Any legal objection?
No.
We received an evidence without objection against number 15.
All right, would you take a look at that?
Yes.
All right. And is it your testimony that this photo is the way you appeared that day?
Yes.
And can you show me if there's any injuries to your face?
I do not see any injuries to my face.
Okay, there's no bruising either or swelling, is that correct?
No.
Okay. And you were booked in to the Palm Beach County Jail after you were taken, after you were arrested that day, correct?
Yes, I don't know what time. It could have been late. I'm not too sure.
All right, but you would agree there's absolutely no injuries to your face on this?
I don't see any swelling. No.
Oopsie. Forgot about that mugshot.
Now, you've talked a little bit about the morning of the 24th, but the evening before, on the 23rd of April, you actually spent the evening at Cole's parents' home in Boca Raton, is that correct?
Yes.
And your children remained down in, you were living in Miramar at the time, in Broward, or were you living in Dade at the time?
Broward.
So you were living in Miramar?
Yes.
And that's in Broward County?
Yes.
And the incident involving your probation, that occurred actually in Miami-Dade, is that correct?
Yes.
And your probation was transferred to Broward County where you reside?
I'm not entirely sure.
Where were you being supervised by Officer Wilson? Was it in Broward or was it in Miami?
I don't remember. It was years ago.
Okay. All right, but that night, the night before, you spent the night in Boca Raton, right?
Yes.
And you were on felony probation at the time? Right? You were on probation at the time?
Right.
On the day of this incident, you were on
Yeah.
probation? All right. And your probation officer didn't give you permission to go out of county and go to Palm Beach County, did they?
No, I did not ask for permission.
And you know you're not allowed to go out of county when you're on probation, isn't that correct?
That's true. Yes.
All right. You also know that when you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink alcohol, right?
I don't drink, so yes, I know.
But you already testified that you had 3 to 5 drinks that day. Remember that?
Yes, light drinks. Yes.
What kind of drinks?
Like I wasn't finishing the drinks. It
You're not
was
supposed
a
to
sip
drink
here
it
and
all.
there.
Well, whether they were light, heavy, in between, you were consuming some alcohol that day. You already testified to that.
Yes.
And you know you weren't supposed to. Right?
Yes.
Were you ever violated for that, for those things? After your arrest?
I don't recall. I remember I spoke to the parole officer and they had seen what happened on the news and it wasn't, I think it was just, okay, we're gonna fix this, we're gonna do another 6 months, just stay, try to stay away from Palm Beach, whatever, and I was able to complete the program.
All right, so your probation officers saw the incident on the news, right? They knew that you were a quote unquote victim of an attempted murder, battery by strangulation, and they told you, don't worry, we're gonna fix this, and just add more time on, right?
Yeah, because I had to go in front of the judge, I had to explain to the judge what happened, and that's when they extended it for 6 more months.
So you never went to jail for that, right, for that violation?
I did go to jail.
Well, you were arrested and taken to jail, and you were
Right.
transported, right? But you were never sentenced to any term to jail or prison for violating your probation, were you? They just added more time onto your
No, I think they agreed, because it was my first offense, and they had dropped the charge, so they added more time to it.
So they added some more probation time,
Yes,
but you never were sent off to jail or prison for any violations of probation, right?
no,
And you still have a withhold adjudication, right? Do you know what that means?
She doesn't.
I don't.
You're a convicted felon?
From my understanding, they said that when I completed the program, that it would get removed from the system. So I'm not sure how it reflects on,
On the paperwork?
Yeah.
So you don't know whether you're a convicted felon or not?
well, I know I'm not a convicted felon because, I've done my time, I served, I did everything I had to do. I
That
paid
doesn't
fees,
mean-
but I'm definitely not a convicted felon.
You were on probation for resisting officer with violence, is that correct?
Right, that's what the officer said, yes.
You disagree?
She is not the sharpest tool in the shed, y'all. Talent agency? I don't know that she could lead herself out of a paper bag. Hey, little drummer boy.
With that?
Well, yes, of course, I did not attack Officer Acosta. It's not realistic. He's like 6'4", big, 240 pounds. Like,
I'm gonna
it's-
object.
We're getting into very collateral issues.
Let's go back to the 24th, okay?
Okay.
That morning, you guys got up and you decided, obviously, you're gonna go to Boca Bash, but before you did that, isn't it true that you and Cole went to Publix and ran some errands and got some champagne and a couple of cases of seltzers?
I don't recall what was bought, but I know that he stopped somewhere.
You didn't go in with him to Publix to get the alcohol?
I don't remember.
Then you went to Sebastian
Yeah,
Espinosa,
Publix.
Dr. Espinosa's house, you remember that?
Right, yes,
And
Don't bring Publix
you
into
got there
it.
around 9:30, does that sound about right?
it could be, yeah.
And you didn't have any alcohol before you got to Dr. Espinosa's, did you?
No, we had just, no.
I want to talk a little bit about the incident that happened on a boat before the drowning and the attempted murder occurred, okay? While you were, I think it was on Anthony's boat, or one of the boats that were tied up to each other.
Okay.
There was an incident with a guy where he slapped your behind, do you remember that?
Yes,
And
Let's talk
what
about
was your
that.
testimony regarding that? What did Cole do?
they got in each other's face, and then that's when Cole got kicked out of that boat from the dad. The dad told him to get off. And then, obviously, I was not gonna stay. I went to the boat, but he was very upset. I was upset.
Okay, and isn't it true that Cole shoved the guy into a propeller and you
Yes.
saw blood?
No, I don't recall blood, but he definitely shoved the guy.
All right, so he shoved the guy off the boat into the boat's propeller,
Yes, in the back.
and it may have drawn some blood, you're not sure?
I don't remember.
And,
The boat was off. It was stationed in the water, so it's not like it was on, but he did shove him in the boat, in the back.
and he actually hit the propeller,
Yes.
and no police came for that incident, right? You never saw any police arrive?
No. He got kicked off the boat, and then they looked at me and they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I went with Cole. I didn't know any of them.
My question is, you never saw any law enforcement authorities come over to investigate a guy who had been thrown overboard into a propeller, did you?
There was no officers around.
You didn't call the police, did you? The guy had just been thrown into the propeller. Did you call the police?
I mean, no, but Cole was upset. He disrespected his girlfriend. You can't, that's wrong. That wasn't my,
Nobody else called the police when he threw this guy into the propeller, right?
Objection, speculation.
Did you know?
no, I don't know. I just know that a lot of people were drinking, and when there's a lot of alcohol, people are not thinking clearly. There's a lot of ego.
Let's see if there's one question.
Nobody from the boat, you didn't see anybody from the boat jump in to say this guy was thrown into the propeller, right?
I think it's like the dad and the friends grabbed him because he like had fallen, and they grabbed him. And then, like I said, they were very angry, so they just started kicking people off.
Why are all these arguments and everything
Isn't it
happening
true that
around
when
her?
this guy slapped your bottom, that you got really upset with Cole because he didn't go beat up the guy?
No, I think I got upset because these people, what is wrong with them? Who does that? I never gave like an indication, like, oh, hi, please,
So you weren't flirting with the guy that would have sort of
No.
tipped him off that was okay to do that, right?
No, that guy was completely drunk.
All right. And do you remember Cole just sort of getting in between you and this guy to keep you guys apart because you were so angry that Cole wasn't gonna go beat this guy up? Do you remember that happening?
I don't remember, I just remember him getting shoved, and that was the end of that.
Okay. And it's your testimony that you were not angry at Cole because he didn't do something to show this guy that he had disrespected you?
I was angry with everybody on that boat, including him.
You were angry at everybody on that boat, including him? Or
Yes,
And you were angry at him for disrespecting you, right? For
and
not
the guy
protecting
for
you.
slapping my bottom.
And you were angry at Cole as well for disrespecting you for not going to beat up the guy, right?
I never asked him to beat up the guy. Like, that's not conversations him and I have had. Like, oh, go beat up that person. That's not.
I'm not talking about
conversations
arbitrary
we've had.
people. I'm talking about the guy who slapped your butt.
I'm telling you, there was never a conversation where I said, go beat up that guy right now or we're gonna have problems. I would not, why would I send him to go do that?
No, let me tell you how it would go. It would go something like this, based on what I'm seeing this little chippy do on the witness stand. She would go, Cole, you can't let him disrespect me like this. Aren't you man enough to go take care of things for your girlfriend? You're going to let some other guy treat me this way and disrespect me this way? Really, Cole? That's how it would go. She wouldn't tell him to go beat him up. She would ridicule him that he wasn't being man enough for her. Y'all know, everybody that is watching this knows some chick like this.
Testified that you, on direct examination, that you were screaming at the top of your lungs. You remember that?
Which part?
Well, after the slap, were you screaming at the top of your lungs?
After the slap?
Yes. After the slap, let me step back. I don't think that was your testimony. I think at some point you said that when you got on the other boat, there was some wrestling, he was trying to restrain you, and that's when you restrained. Is that correct?
Oh, yes,
All right. So did that happen before the slap, or did that happen after the slap?
after the slap.
All right, so after the slap on the butt, then you guys went to another boat?
Yes.
All right, and it was on that boat that Cole was restraining you,
Yes,
and he was wrestling you, is that correct?
yes,
And he had his arms and legs over you, like in a sumo position?
yes.
Okay, and when you say sumo position, was he holding you from the front, from the back? How was he holding
He
you?
was holding me, like, he was behind me, holding me.
All right, and he had his legs over you and his arms over you?
Yes,
And you were screaming at the top of your lungs, right?
yes.
And not a single person on this boat came to help you, right?
On this boat, no.
How many people were on that boat?
Like 8, maybe 10.
All right, and whose boat was that? Do you know?
I do not know, but I think it was one of Cole's friends.
You think, you're not sure.
I'm not sure.
So this could have been strangers that Cole did not know, right?
No, I think we were on a boat with one of his friends.
But again, you're speculating, you're not sure.
I don't know if he owns the boat. I don't know if it's his friend's boat. I don't know the details. I just remember there was one guy there that I had met before, and he was close to Cole.
All right, and none of these people came to your assistance, right? Or helped you?
No, there was a boat in front with like 4 gentlemen who were screaming, like, let her go, let her go.
I'm asking about the people on the boat where you were being wrestled, like in a sumo position. No one came to help you, right?
No,
Objection, ask an answer.
they did not.
All right, was the boat that you were on, was that Cole's friend from New York, Anthony Nemo, an Italian guy? Did you see Anthony Nemo on that boat that you were just talking about?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, you don't know his friend Anthony?
Objection, ask an answer.
Same.
Was it right after this that Cole, with his nails and his fingers, shoved his fingers into your vagina and he tried to rip you apart? Remember saying that?
I hope I did not use the word vagina. I don't think I used it, but yes, he had his hands right in front, like on top of, like the bikini area. And he was just being very aggressive and squeezing his fingers in me with a lot of anger.
Okay, so underneath your bathing suit?
Yes.
You're not sure?
No, I'm pretty sure it was underneath.
Pretty sure, but you're not 100% certain?
I don't, because I don't recall him I think he was like trying to hold me and my bathing suit being a two-piece, the hand went in and that's how I ended up with those marks.
Isn't it true that
What?
that Cole actually put his fingers into your vagina and he tried to rip you apart?
I never said that.
Can I approach?
Oh, I think you probably did. She didn't pull that out of thin air. Danger, ma'am, danger, danger. She has
I just handed
receipts.
you a copy of your deposition. Do you remember getting a deposition in this case?
Ooh.
Yes.
And Mr. Fagnano was present.
Okay.
You remember that?
Yes.
And the prosecutor and your attorney, Mr.
Yes.
Fagnano, everybody was there? And you swore to tell the truth at that deposition?
Yes.
Okay, can you turn to page 98, please?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here comes some impeachment. We're heading to Georgia to get some peaches.
And look at lines 4 through 6. Do you see where they're numbered on the right side, going down 1 through 25?
Yes.
All right, to yourself quietly, just look at lines 4 through 6, please.
Yes.
Read that to yourself.
Okay.
I read it. You read it?
Yes.
Okay, does that refresh your memory about you saying that?
Yes.
So isn't it true that you said that Cole shoved his fingers inside your vagina and he tried to rip you apart?
I don't think I said in. I think she probably misheard me.
Oh, she being the court reporter?
Yes.
So you said that this is an
It
error.
wasn't inside my vagina. That it wasn't that low. It was the pictures that they took at the hospital were on top, not inside. So,
But you would agree, that's what that says.
yes, I think what it is supposed to say on my vagina, maybe she didn't understand me, but I would not say inside my vagina because it was not inside.
At the end of your deposition,
Kristen, are you making a motion for me to change my lights to red because we can't believe what this chick is saying? Because if you are, motion granted. I'll be back in a moment with different lights. Oh, no, hang on.
you had an opportunity to read your deposition and make any corrections. Do you remember that?
I do remember. I think it was just like 3 hours way too long and I just slept.
Okay, so you did, well, no, at the end of your deposition, the court reporter told you that you have an opportunity to read it to make any corrections. So you know what, right? You remember that?
Right.
Did you ever make any corrections and say, oh, you know what? I didn't say that word.
I did that actually went like past me because it doesn't even make sense. He just shoved it in my, it doesn't make sense to me.
All right, well, also when you did your injunction, remember you filed an injunction?
Okay,
You remember that?
sure.
You were looking
Yes.
for a restraining order against Cole?
Yes.
Didn't you also say that he went in your groin during the injunction?
The bruises were outside, so I don't know why we are focused on it being inside when the hospital didn't take any images of that.
I'm trying to just find out what you said in your injunction. Isn't it true that you also said that he did that in your injunction paperwork?
The injunction was filled out by the attorney.
So you signed the injunction. We'll get into that in a minute. So my question is, are you
Oh.
taking exception with that? You saying you never said that in your injunction either?
I don't think I ever told anyone that it was inside my vagina. And I might be wrong if someone would like to correct me, but I don't recall saying inside. I do remember it was very close to down that area
Oh.
and, but it wasn't inside, no.
Well, you never told the police when they came to the boat, to the Paris boat, you never told the police that Cole had done something to your vagina or had sexually molested you, right? When the officers, Officer Hammond and the female officer and the male officer were talking to you on the boat, you remember that?
No, I think that once they took me to the hospital and they started taking photos, that's when the conversation arose, but I wasn't getting into details with anyone.
I'm talking about the boat.
Oh.
Did you ever tell the officers after this happened that he had sexually molested you?
And no,
When you got to the dock, to the land, did you ever tell the officers that he had done something sexually to you?
no, I never used the word I never
Well,
used sexual abuse.
Did you ever say that he stuck his fingers or his nails into your vagina?
I did say he stuck his nails right close to my vagina, I did say that.
All right, you told that to Officer Hudson and Officer Hammond?
I don't remember what I told them.
Did you tell them that when you got to land, after you left the boat, the
I
Paris boat?
remember.
And while, it's your testimony, while Cole was doing this to you in your vagina area, and you were screaming at the top of your lungs, nobody came to help you, right?
Correct.
And it was right after this attack in this area, that Cole threw you off the boat. That's your testimony, right?
Right, I was able to, so that's like to get out, and that's when I got shoved in.
So he shoved you in, you didn't jump off voluntarily, right?
Correct.
Wow.
And again, going back to when you were at the back of the Paris boat, I'll refer to it as, there was never any arguing and you were attentive to Cole, is that correct?
Objection has been answered.
Sustained.
Isn't it true that when Officer Hudson asked you if Cole pushed you under the water, you told him no?
I don't recall.
Would you look at your dead book, please?
Sure,
Yep.
yes.
Uh-oh.
And turn to page 120. Line 25, which is the last line on that page. Just read it to yourself, please. And then flip over to the next page, 121, and look at lines 1 and 2.
Okay,
Does that refresh your recollection?
yes,
And isn't it true that when Officer Hudson asked you if Cole pushed you under the water, you told him no?
yes, I remember in the beginning when the officers were interrogating, trying to ask me questions,
You weren't being honest with him?
I did not want them to know what had just happened.
All right, so again, you told him that, right? And you weren't being honest with him when you told him that, right? Is that your testimony today? You lied to him?
I didn't lie to him. I think that I was probably in a state of shock. I don't know what to tell you. Like I didn't want to throw this one under the bus.
Well, which one was it? Was it you were in shock? You didn't want to throw this one under the bus? Or you were lying? Tell the court which one of those things occurred.
Objection argumentative.
It is argumentative. Why don't you rephrase your question?
So again, isn't it true that when Officer Hudson asked you if Cole pushed you under the water, you said no, he did not?
I probably did say that in the beginning with the police officers. I was not trying to get into anything. I kept trying to make it seem like everything was fine. And then eventually they kept asking like, what happened? And
Isn't it true that when you were asked what happened while on the Paris boat, you told the police, quote, nothing happened, we were at Boca Bash on a boat and we lost our friends? Do you remember saying that?
I probably did, yes.
And isn't it true that you told the police while you were on the Paris boat that you were swimming towards the front of the boat because that's how you believed you could get to land? Remember telling the police that?
Probably, yes.
Do you remember telling the police while on the boat that when you were asked if Cole had put his hands on you at all, you said, quote, I don't know if he was trying to hold on to me, I don't know what he was doing. Do you remember telling that to the police?
I don't remember, but I probably did say that.
Do you remember while on the boat, the police were questioning you about the marks on your leg, and they asked you if Cole had caused those marks by grabbing you, and you said, no, they're sunspots.
I probably did say that.
And isn't it true when the police were questioning you on the boat about bruises on your arm and whether Cole had grabbed you and caused those marks, you said no, he did not?
I probably did say that.
So Melissa is asking, do we know what kind of time Cole will get if convicted? I can tell you the charges are domestic battery by strangulation. I'm sorry, those were the initial charges. He was offered a plea that involved 6 months in jail and 3 years of probation and a written apology, which he rejected, and insisting he would not plead to a felony. The initial charges were domestic battery by strangulation, later upgraded to attempted second-degree murder. So yes, attempted murder. Something else, has anyone paid attention to how she's pulling the pages out of the deposition that is sitting up there, I am like freaking out. I can't. She's like literally flipping this over and then sliding this page out, and then those go over on another side. I'm like, oh, my OCD is like, ah! Hey, Kelly, how are ya? Yes, Snow White here. Lord help us all. She's the victim, yes.
And isn't it true that you told the police while on the boat that Cole was holding onto your back? Not your neck, not your throat, but your back. Do you remember telling the police that?
Yes, I think it's obvious that I did not want to speak to the cops. I did not want to get into details. I was hoping we could just part ways. You go home, I go to my kids, and I didn't want to make it a big deal.
And isn't it?
Hello?
Can you see this okay from there, or do you want me to come up?
No, I can see it.
All right. And isn't it true, when the police, back at the dock where the land, where this picture is from, asked you again if you were sure that Cole did not do anything to you, you said no?
I probably did.
And isn't it true that you told the police, that, Cole was a good kid and he was going to law school? Do you remember that?
Yes.
And do you remember expressing shock as depicted in this photo? Defense number 5, when the police told you that they were arresting Cole.
Oh, what I do remember is when the cops told me they were arresting him,
Boy.
I just knew it was gonna end bad. Like, I knew this was not, I was very,
Get the acting in, honey.
what I didn't want to happen had happened. So I felt like mortified. I was not happy with the news, but I was trying to avoid everything so that,
Why weren't you happy? Because you had said something that wasn't true? You accused him of drowning you? Objection, argument.
At the end of the day, Cole knows what he did. Cole knows exactly what he did, and everyone that was there witnessed him. I don't think what we should do is try to cover up the mistakes. I think we should just own it and do better. And, he's a man.
Hey, Janet.
You can see in my actions, the whole time, I'm not trying to get him in trouble. That was never, that's not how I am as a woman, as a person, especially someone in a relationship. I felt very bad that things had escalated to the point that it got there.
When they told you, when the police told you that he was being arrested and being charged and going to jail, you were actually so shocked and you said to them, oh my God, what charges? You remember saying that?
Yes, I did.
You couldn't believe it because none of this had happened. He didn't try to kill you. He didn't try to drown you, right? This was something that you made up. Isn't that a fact?
No, not at all. It's not a fact. The fact of the matter is that Cole was in a complete rage, had me by my neck under the water, and everyone witnessed it. Okay, if I told the cops that everything was fine, was because I did not want him to get in trouble. But then at that point, whatever happened afterwards was not my doing.
Isn't it true that you told the police when they told you that Cole was being arrested, you said, don't do this, I'm sorry, no. Do you remember saying that to the police?
Yes, because I cared about him. I don't want, nobody wants to, that's not what was supposed to happen. That's what any normal person would do if that was in a relationship with someone that they actually cared about. If I didn't care about him, I wouldn't have cared what had happened, how it happened.
This is a guy that just tried to kill you,
Yes!
right? That's what you want everybody to believe. Objection, argumentative.
User, it's the same.
You never showed Officer Hammond or Officer Hudson any injuries to your neck or throat from this alleged strangulation, right? You never pointed out to them and said, hey, look, there's finger marks, or he hurt me here. You never said that to them, did you?
No.
They never took any photos of your neck because there was nothing there to photograph. Isn't that true?
The hospital took a photo.
I asked you about the officers.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, they did not. The hospital did.
I asked you about the officers, not the hospital. You did not point out a single injury to your neck or throat, right? Bottom line. Objection, answer, answer.
It's the same.
There was not a single picture taken of an alleged swollen eye by the officers. Is that correct? While on land at the boat.
Ma'am, I don't know what to tell you. I'm telling you what I experienced and what I went through. I'm not lying. There's no need to lie about this.
There's no question, no question.
When you made it onto the Paris boat,
The judge
nobody rendered any type of medical assistance to you, right? They didn't give you CPR.
No.
They didn't turn you on your side to help expel any water or do anything like that, right?
No.
No?
No.
You weren't coughing up water, right?
Not that I could remember. I know I had a little difficulty breathing. but
But you weren't coughing up water or choking or doing anything like that, right? That would have required some sort of aid. Right?
no,
In fact, they gave you a drink, it was either water or orange juice or something, and you were able to drink it without any difficulty, right?
correct. I don't think I drank it, but I think they offered.
And you were wearing very large hoop earrings that day, is that correct?
Yes,
And they're still intact after this drowning and attempted murder? Right?
yes,
He didn't pull those out when he was choking you by the neck and you were grabbing his hands, trying to get him off your neck?
no, you did not.
And your hair looks pretty dry. Would you agree with that? In those photos?
Yes,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And yes,
That's
it's your
what we
testimony
thought.
that he completely submerged you in water?
yes.
Isn't it true that after you left the Paris boat, you were being transported by law enforcement back to land? Do you remember that, in their boat?
Yes.
And isn't it true that while you were being transported back to land, that you were in a pretty good mood? You were laughing with the officers. Do you remember that?
I probably was, yes.
And do you remember when you, on that transport also, that there was another boat that had passed you with guys that were hooting and hollering at you and you were smiling back at them? Do you remember that?
Objection relevance.
Sustain,
Goes to state of mind.
sustaining the objection.
You remember telling the officers after this horrific incident while you're going back on the boat about your modeling career and that you were a model and an actress? You remember having that discussion?
Objection
Oh,
relevance.
boy.
I'm gonna overrule the objection for now.
I'm pretty
How much
sure.
more cross-examination do we have?
Not that much more, Judge.
No, overrule the objection for now.
I'm pretty sure that conversation came up. They probably asked what I did. I don't think it was like information I gave voluntarily. but
Oh,
I'm
no,
not-
ma'am. You would tell everybody, you would tell a blade of grass how famous and special you are.
Well,
I am
after-
sure of that.
After you got to land, you were then transported to Palm Beach County Jail, is that correct?
Mhm.
And the jail wouldn't take you because you had to be medically cleared, right?
Right.
And
Uh-oh.
that's when you went to hospital and then you were taken back to the jail, is that right?
What? Ooh, she is a talker.
I'm showing you what's been marked for identification purposes, defense 16, 17, and 18. Let's start with
What's
this one right here, defense number 16. Do you recognize this?
Yes,
What is that?
a car.
Whose car?
I believe it's mine.
You're not sure, or is that your car?
It's my car.
All
It
right.
was my car.
Okay. And showing you defense number 18. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
Is that also your car?
Yes.
And showing you
I'm
defense,
so sorry, but what does this have to do with anything?
I don't know the next question.
defense number 17. Do you recognize that?
Yes,
What is that?
my car.
Okay, and is this a car accident that you had been in?
Objecting to relevance.
Don't know what the pictures are. I don't know what the relevance is.
The question asked if it was the pictures of a car accident, and I believe as of now, there has been no evidence of any injuries to Ms. Schwitzsky's body on the date of the incident. So we're objecting to relevance.
I got you. I'm gonna overrule the objection to the question.
This was an accident that happened in close proximity to when the Boca Bash incident occurred, right? About 5 or 6 days before?
I don't know, probably.
April 18th, does that sound right? 6 days before the Boca Bash incident that this accident
I
occurred?
don't remember.
And as a result of this accident, you had some bruises to your body, on your arms and legs?
No, I don't think so. That was a fender bender, wasn't?
So your position is that these 16, 17, and 18 was a fender bender?
Yeah, it was right here. I just hit the side of the car.
Judge, at this time, I would offer these exhibits into evidence.
Same objection as relevance.
Relevance and a collateral issue would be because we have no testimony that there are injuries.
There were testimony there was bruises on the arms and the legs.
I'm gonna admit evidence over objection as defense 16, 17, 18.
Thank you.
So the fact that came in is not that big a deal. The issue is that she's freaking out on the witness stand
You
about it.
agree that those exhibits that were just placed into evidence, you hit a tree, right?
Yes,
That was not a little fender bender. You actually went into a palm tree, right?
Objection, relevance.
I mean, the facts of the incident are not necessarily relevant. The fact that it corroborates some of the testimony may be relevant. So how far are we going to go into the facts of a prior incident?
That's it, judges.
Let's sustain the judge.
What in the wide world of sports is she doing? These are the kind of women that I'm
When
terrified my
Cole
son is
reached
gonna
you in the water, the back of the periscope, he was very intoxicated, was he not?
Yeah, I definitely would say he was not himself.
And he was having trouble breathing and swimming, what, did he not?
Objection, speculation.
If you know.
The answer is
I don't know.
And isn't it true that when he grabbed onto you because he was drowning?
Objection, speculation.
If you know.
I mean, that's what they're saying, but if you're drowning, why wouldn't you just go on the floaty? Why would you drag me under the water? That doesn't make sense.
Well, he didn't have a floaty when he swam up to you, did he not?
There was a floaty right there. He could have just held on. Why would you come and hold on to me?
You're assuming that he saw the floaty, that there was a floaty in close proximity. Are
The
you not?
floaty was right I was on the floaty. How could you not see the floaty?
So you were on the floaty when he came up to you and
Yes.
drowned you?
Yes.
Okay, I thought you testified on direct examination, you were not on the floaty when he came up to you.
Earlier-
I'm so sorry, but I was on the floaty when he came and dragged me in the water.
Okay, so you were actually on it when he came up under you and tried to, and put his hands around your neck and tried to drown you?
Yes, I was on top of the floaty and he dragged me into the water. So if your case is that he was drowning, why wouldn't he just hold on to the boat or the floaties? Why would he come and then why would he hold on to my neck? I don't understand how.
And again, this was a floaty that had been given to you by Matt Harris after he jumped into the water? Or this was a floaty that was there when you first came up?
Otherwise, she gave me a floaty.
lost.
So there was two floaties in the water, so he could have chose one, but he didn't.
And that's assuming that he could have seen those floaties, right? You don't know whether he did or did not.
Well, he saw me, he jumped onto me.
You don't know if he saw you, you don't know if he just went to grab the first thing that he could latch onto to gain composure, right?
You don't
Objection,
know
counsel
either.
Can
testifying.
we ask questions and answers that aren't just speculation, please?
This isn't a conversation, honey. She asks questions, you have to answer them. This testimony has been all over the place. Every witness has told a different story. Her story has been, I don't know, 3 or 4 different variations. Why we have the red light. I mean, ma'am. I'm zippity doo on us because I'm getting tired of seeing her face.
Purposes defense number 19. Let me take a look at that. Okay. You recognize that? There's several pages, please through them.
I do recognize this.
Okay, what is that?
I believe this was what I needed to fill out to protect myself.
What do you mean, the restraining order?
Yes,
Okay, and that restraining order was completed by you, correct?
yes, I wrote this.
All right, and that's your signature at the back of the restraining order?
Yes,
Look at the last page, it's dated April 27th, 2022.
yes,
That'd be 3 days after the incident took place?
Yeah.
And that's your signature, correct?
yes,
Okay, so no lawyer filled this out for you. This is something you filled out yourself.
yes, but very true,
I'm sorry?
very true, yes.
And if you look to the, let me get to the page. There's actually 2 places for your signature on this document, is that correct?
Yes,
And this was a petition for injunction for protection against dating violence, right?
yes,
And in this document, you are asked under section 3, can you turn to that section? Okay, there's a section for case history and reason for seeking the petition, do you see that?
okay,
And then, you see it, yes or no?
yes,
And then there's a place for you to write what occurred,
okay,
and on the next page, Under number 6, there's a chance for you to write what occurred, and then several pages thereafter where you continued it. Do you see that?
Yes.
And in this petition for injunction, you wrote that Cole grabbed your groin area and dug his fingernails forcibly. Do you remember that?
Yes, because he did.
And you were given a hearing, or actually you requested a hearing on this petition for a final hearing, and the judge actually gave you one. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
You never got notice that there was a hearing for a final notice for final hearing?
I don't think I attended. No.
Right, you never showed up, right?
Right.
So you failed to appear and the injunction was dismissed, right?
Right, that's what the attorney mentioned, yes.
Who was your attorney?
At that time, it was Jose Bias.
Ay,
So it's your testimony that you actually hired Mr. Bias?
Yes, when the incident first occurred, initially I didn't want to do anything, and then I started realizing how bad it was, what had occurred. So Jose is someone that I know, so I reached out to him
Oh,
like a friend, and I just said, hey Jose, I went through this. What do you think? What do you think I should do?
And then you fired him?
And then at that point he said, let's get my team on it. We want to help you.
And Mr. Bias didn't show up either, right?
No.
And Mr. Bias did not sign this petition, you did, right?
Yes.
Did you ever refile the petition for injunction?
No, I don't think so.
Why not? If you were so afraid, you could have gone back and filed another one. Objection or amended.
Sustained.
Jose was never hired by her.
Filing another injunction, right?
Well, all what I was hearing was that he could, since there was already documentation, that he could not come near me because it was like there was a court filing. So they were basically saying, you don't need the injunction, you don't need the restraining order because there's already,
A no contact order in place
exactly.
from the criminal charges?
So, yeah,
But at that point, you didn't know if the state was going to formally charge him, right?
I did not know. In the beginning, it was like, I don't remember, it was years ago.
And you're aware that another judge could have given you a lifetime injunction or injunction for 10 or 15 years, right? Objection, elements.
Sustained.
I didn't.
Sustained.
Sustained means shut up, girl. I cannot.
I want to talk just a few minutes about the civil suit that was filed by Mr. Fagnano. You remember that?
Yes.
And that was a civil suit for money, right?
It was, that's what civil's for, yes.
Okay? And you were basically suing for battery, assault, false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Is that correct?
I believe that's what they filed, yes.
And it is your intention on getting a financial recovery for that, right? Once this case is over.
At this point, I don't want anything. I don't want any money. I don't want to go through the whole civil lawsuit.
Then why did you dismiss it?
I have to do that. Like I said, I haven't really been on speaking terms with Jason since what occurred last time. But with all the years passing and having my
along
new
with
kids
anybody.
and being married, I don't want to continue to like relive this nightmare.
But you want to revisit for purposes of suing the town of Boca or some other entity, right? Including them or filing another lawsuit against them to hold them responsible for negligence, right?
No, but
Sustained.
He was able to shut up for that one.
After this incident occurred, you sort of went on a, you posted a number of things on your Instagram and on your social media about the incident, right?
I believe that I do have, like, a lot of people were asking questions. They want to know, this was exploded all over the news. Every news outlet was documenting this, and I didn't think it was fair to hide what happened. I did create like a reel and let people know this is what I faced and this is what I'm gonna do. I told people my plans, that I wanted to go to court, I want justice to be served, I want him to get the help he needs.
Okay, and the reel that you're referring to was a video that you posted online, which was basically a montage of all the stories that have been put out by NBC News,
Yes.
People Magazine, TMZ, New York Post, things like that.
Yes,
Okay, and
Oh,
you
boy.
also did a comedy show, right, in Doral, where you brought up the incident.
I don't remember, that was my first comedy show and I was very nervous that I completely forgot my entire like dialogue, what I was gonna bring to the show. I started just rambling and saying different things, but
I can't
it was-
imagine.
Right?
I'm sure it was a joke. It wasn't, I didn't mention his
I
name. I
can't
didn't mention the
imagine
family's
you were
name. It was
rambling.
just, you know,
Were you paid by People Magazine or any of those other stories that you, magazines that you spoke with? Were you paid by
Objection,
them?
relevance?
Were you paid by People Magazine for your story?
no. In fact, they were all reaching out. They wanted to fly me to LA. They wanted an exclusive DMZ, and every person, I thought it was better for me not to speak on this, to allow it to go to court. Let's figure out what's gonna happen. I didn't want to go out there and,
You didn't want to exploit the situation. Right? Is that what you're saying?
no, I think I was more like humiliated, and I didn't want them to exploit me
So
and
why-
run with it.
So why were you posting these things? And when you posted the New York Post story, the People Magazine
Yeah.
story, and NBC story, you actually posted in your Instagram account, quote, "In case you didn't know, now you know."
Yeah, so a lot of people, when it went viral, a lot of people were asking questions and they wanted to know, and I didn't feel it was appropriate to create a video and speak about what occurred. I thought it was proper to just let everyone have their opinions, and then when we go to court, we can have the truth come out.
So you wanted them to know, right?
They all knew, it was before me. Me speaking out was just a moment of, yes, it's true. I went through it, I survived it, I'm okay, you guys.
Isn't it your motto that bad publicity is good publicity? You remember saying that? Objection, relevance?
It's the same. I've given a lot of leeway with respect to bias, but we need to move forward.
She wanted to get out there and tell her truth.
Do you remember posting in July of 2022 a post, "I love putting on a show for the cameras" on your Instagram account? Do you remember posting that?
Holly did.
I'll guarantee you did. Oh, Sharissa, and then some.
I have nothing else, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
On April 24th, 2022, were you putting on a show?
Yes,
No,
Did
jumping
you
on,
post that?
y'all, jumping on a trampoline in a skimpy bikini, ma'am, you were putting on a show. That's what you do. That's how you make money. Don't lie. Nobody wants to see a liar. Of course you were putting on a show. That's what Cole was upset over. Stop acting like this. You're 32 years old. Start behaving yourself. Don't act like a 12-year-old.
Reference to this?
No.
When the defendant pushed you under the water, was it with one hand or two?
two,
And when you were underwater, did he still have hold of you?
yes,
Was it with force?
yes,
When he was on the boat where there was an incident, was he asked to get off that boat?
yes.
When he was on Anthony's boat, was he asked to get off that boat?
I believe the boat that he was trying to leave with kicked him out as well, and that's how he ended up back in the water, because he had like his book bag, and they were leaving him.
So he gets kicked off of one boat, this incident happens, and then he gets kicked off another boat.
Yeah, the boat didn't want to take him. That's how he ended up holding on to the side of the boat that I was on.
When you said you were sorry to the officers, were you saying that because you had in some way lied to them about being a victim of a crime? Or up
Yeah,
until that point, had you even said anything had happened?
I did not say anything. Like I said earlier, I was just trying to act like nothing had happened. And then eventually I think it was one officer who started talking to me, asking questions, and she was just saying like, it's not okay, you have to say something, and then I kind of,
So with that, hadn't they already told you that he had been arrested or that they were going to arrest him?
yeah,
So when you told the officers what actually happened that day, as much as you did that day, he was already being arrested.
yes,
Was it windy when this happened?
was he with me?
Windy.
Yes,
When you're on a boat, do you feel wind?
yes, it was getting chilly, it was cold.
Showing you defenses 3. Are you wearing a hair tie?
No.
Okay, so when you were in the water, did you have your hair up?
No.
And today your hair is not, it's at a little past shoulder length. How long was your hair when, on
To her
April
fanny.
24th, 2022?
It was long.
So was it past your shoulders?
Yes.
Was it in your chest area?
Yes.
And when you're in the water, period, whether you're underwater or just swimming, would your hair have been wet that day?
Yes.
Okay, so when police took videos or photos of you when they arrived, had your hair dried?
Yes.
Without going into specifics on weight, how in relativity is Mr. Goldberg to you? Like how much bigger or smaller is Mr. Goldberg to you in weight?
In weight? No, he's strong. He's weighs a lot.
So is he heavier than you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
You just have to say yes or no.
Yes.
Everybody does.
so yes, would he have been able to hold himself up and keep you above water, weighing what he weighed and weighing what you weigh?
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
Yes.
I stand the objection. They're gonna ask that question.
Yes, brief moment, Judge.
Sure.
Dodo head. When he says sustain, you zip it. You freaking dummy. I'm telling you, she is not the brightest crayon in the box.
Would you have been able to sustain the weight of somebody of Mr. Goldberg's size if they would have jumped on you?
No.
And nothing further.
All right. Thank you very much. Sit down. You're all done.
Okay, thank you.
Just repeated her, but I anticipate taking it.
All right. I got to check out this getup she's got on because this, y'all, this right here has been freaking me out the entire flippin' time. Ma'am, you don't wear something like that to come to court. Have some decency. That tells me what kind of floozy skank she is. Oh, see, it's worse. It's worse here. Look, y'all, right here. Oh,
Take a break 10 minutes.
are you joking? Do you all see this completely inappropriate get up this Chippy has on? I'm going to lose my mind. Now I'm going to have that song. Oh, y'all going to lose your mind up in here, up in here. That's all I can think of. This is awful.
Will you conclude by the end of the day? Take 10 minutes.
How long are your process which you asking? I'm doing the last paper.
Okay, they're figuring stuff out. I am going to zippity doo-dah us past this little break that they had. We want the next witness. Well, let me see if I can get us there. I don't care to hear them speaking about whatever it is. Sorry, my computer is like, I don't want to work right now. It's hard to get this just the way I want it. Let's try this. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Beach party, court. Maybe she was trying to look at that judge's name. Oop, let me get this out of your way. Judge Parnafiello. Oh, sorry. You guys still can't see it because I got all my junk going on here. But yeah, look at this name, Parnafiello. That's a mouthful.
Sure. Do the option, but I'll be that at you. Or direct. Or direct.
Our direct is free.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm here for you.
Judge
no.
seems
You got any red? Please raise your hand. Just raise
Please solemnly swear or affirm that
all right. Let's get him. All right.
Good afternoon. Officer, please state your name and then just spell your last name for the record.
David Pulaski, Senior Officer, PULASKI,
And I know it looks obvious based on your uniform, but where do you work?
Water Fish Model Conservation.
And how long have you been working there?
20 years.
And what are your duties and responsibilities?
We're to patrol, protect, preserve, first and foremost, the citizens of state water and of course the natural resources.
And does that include traveling around the state for specific purposes?
Yes,
And have you been called out to assist with an event called Boca Bash?
yes.
And was this like in the capacity as a volunteer?
I'm sorry, for the capacity of,
A volunteer.
yes, I did volunteer. So,
And so did you volunteer for this event on April 24th, 2022?
yes, I did.
I'm going to speed us up a little
So
bit.
what were your duties and responsibilities while volunteering for FWC at Boca Bash that day?
We're out there controlling the waters to make sure that all boats are safely boating the waters and navigating safely, and we're ensuring public safety.
So on that date, did you become involved in an investigation involving someone by the name of Cole Goldberg?
Yes, I did.
And do you see him in the courtroom today?
Oh, yes.
Okay, can you just point him out and just describe what he's wearing?
So here, the gray blazer.
So let the record reflect that you witness positively identify the defendant. Okay, so just describe how did you first become involved with the investigation?
Oh, while we were conducting a boating safety inspection on a vessel, we had just finished actually, and I happened to look over and see some people getting our attention by waving their hands and arms in the air. And I directed our captain at the time, Aaron Coder, to that position. I said, hey, we got some people asking for some help here. Let's get over this way.
So you were flagged out by people on the boat?
Yes,
And are you equipped with body worn camera?
yes,
Was it turned on when that boat,
Oh.
people on that boat were flagging you
Are
down?
we going to see
yes,
it?
my camera was small.
We're not going to see it, are we? Nope, we're not going to see
And
it.
first witness?
Well, that's unfortunate.
Okay, officer, do you recognize that photo?
I do.
And what is that photo? What does it show?
That's a photo right before we had actually arrived on scene to figure out what we were being flagged on for.
And is that the boat that flagged you down on that day?
Yes,
Okay, and is that a fair and accurate depiction of that vessel?
yes.
At this time, state moves, Ms. Martin states 8 inside evidence.
No, Judge. I was pleased number 8 evidence, Judge.
This seems like a lot of just foundation, what he witnessed. More high top
When you
tables and
approached that
houses.
vessel, did you notice anybody in the water?
Yes, I did.
Now, looking at this photo, can you just circle, let me back up a little bit. Was it a male that was in the water?
Yes.
Okay. And who was that male?
Cole Goldberg.
Okay, can you just, with that marker, circle where he was in the water when you approached? Just like a general area.
Sure, yeah, okay.
Okay, and you can put like the letter C.
Is it just me, or does this seem like this is like her first trial? This one in particular. The other one's
Permission to publish?
a little more seasoned, but this one seems like literally this is like the first trial she's ever done. And she looks like she's 12 to me.
So when you arrived at that vessel, what was the male doing in the water, Mr. Goldberg?
I was told to taxi the back of the vessel there.
And-
as well.
And how was he behaving?
And
Uh, maybe disoriented. I thought he made an injury, so it just seemed like he was just standing over there, just on the back, and everyone else standing up there, but I didn't figure it out. So I thought he was injured.
Did he look distressed?
Yes, he could have been stressed.
oh,
Did you notice any injuries on him?
Nothing put me in the boat.
When you pulled him off the boat, you noticed injuries?
Yes,
And what were those injuries?
he had abrasions on his knees.
Were his knees bleeding?
Yes,
oh.
Did you notice if Mr. Goldberg had anything on him? Like a backpack?
yes, he had a backpack, he was wearing a backpack while he was in the water, and when we pulled up,
And do you remember what he was wearing at the time?
bathing shorts, swim shorts, and a backpack.
I don't see how this helps the
And
date.
was Mr. Goldberg read his Miranda rights?
Yes, he was.
And did he waive those rights?
Yes, he did.
And so from your observations when talking to him, did he seem intoxicated?
Yes, he did.
Did you smell any alcohol on him?
Yes, immediately. Well, from pulling out of the water.
Was he able to respond to
Anyone
your
given a
questions?
breathalyzer?
Yes.
And was he coherent when responding?
There were times that he was not coherent. For the most part of the question, he was coherent.
Was he cooperative?
Yes.
Did you at any point speak with the female, Ms. Caroline Schwitzsky?
No.
Did you assist in any other portion of the
Be
investigation?
thankful.
No, other than interview, personally.
And just with Mr. Goldberg, no one else?
Correct.
Nothing further?
Judge, I need the court's guidance. There's a defense position. They opened the doors to my client's statement when they asked if he read the Miranda rights, and signed Miranda card, waived it, and that he was asked some observations about what happened. So my position is they opened the door.
I don't find that those questions and answers don't know the substance of the statement, just that they get at what this officer did while he was on scene. So
Okay, then I want to thank you. Good afternoon, sir. What do you call that one that day, right?
No, sorry.
All right. When you say volunteer, you volunteer for that particular duty, but you still get paid if you have to receive.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Okay. And you thought the backpack was helping the young man float?
Objection, speculation.
Okay.
Your opinion?
In my opinion, yes, I did believe.
Okay.
Well,
All right, he was holding onto the platform or transom as you described it?
he was on my exam when we pulled up.
Okay. And he seemed a little confused,
Yes,
distressed?
yes,
You were concerned for his safety, right?
correct.
And you know from doing this so long, the emergencies can happen on the water very quickly and sometimes very silently, right?
Yes,
Are you trained in drownings and protecting people on water?
yes,
And you know about the ladder effect where somebody's drowning, they might push down on somebody instinctively,
yes,
keep themselves afloat?
yes,
Okay. So when you get this young man, Mr. Goldberg, on your boat, he's definitely intoxicated, right?
yes.
He's gonna be driving a car at this
No.
point? Driving a boat, no way?
No.
Okay. He wasn't falling down drunk, was he?
He wasn't falling down drunk, but he's pretty bad.
Pretty inebriated?
Yes.
Okay. But enough for you to read Miranda rights, like you said, right?
I'm sorry,
Enough for you to read the Miranda warnings, then, correct?
to where you can understand about this. Yes,
Okay, he seemed to understand that.
I'm sorry.
He seemed to understand the Miranda warnings.
Yes,
Okay, he was cooperative,
yes,
and without telling me what you said, he did speak with you, right?
he did.
And they're written statements as well, right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Any reader examination?
No.
Thank you very much, sir. You said no.
All
Say your
right.
declaration.
I don't see how that helps me at all. Oh, here we go. Ay, 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 ay. The buffering. The Buffy of it all. There's Buffy again doing her buffering thing. Good grief. Let's get the next witness, y'all. Let me try this.
You briefly outline your training for FWC.
Look at this guy that's on the witness stand. I hope he talks like John Wayne, because that would just be perfect with for the way that he's dressed.
Where are you stationed?
Oh, my computer.
Oh, 7 to 8 years since 2018.
Telling me it's fired.
Where are you stationed predominantly?
Now I'm stationed predominantly in Okeechobee County.
I have
Can you
no
briefly
idea. I
outline your
can't
training
back him
for
up to know what he is.
We go to the police academy. We do about 7 months. We do the basic police academy, and then we do FWC specialized training after that, and then field training for a couple months after that.
Does any of your training include training related to domestic and dating violence?
Yes.
How much?
Oh, there's a chapter, I believe, and we have like training over in the field.
And what are the common types of cases that you come across as an FWC officer?
Common, public safety related, and then hunting and fishing and boating.
Okay, so public safety related, are we talking about like DUIs?
Yes, DUIs, domestics, and that's the public safety route.
Sorry to interrupt you. How many domestic or dating violence cases do you think you've handled in your career?
A couple, I don't know the exact number.
Less than 10?
Yeah, I'd say less.
So seeing as you've been there for 7 years, you were employed there in 2022?
Yes,
And what was your position at that time?
I was an officer.
And on that date, were you working an event called Boca Bash?
Yes,
Are all officers equipped with body worn camera at your agency?
yes,
Did you have body worn that day?
I did.
To your knowledge, did the fellow officers with you have body worn?
Yes,
Have you ever worked that event prior to the 2022 date?
yes, I worked it for a couple of years, but
You had worked it already for a couple of years?
yes.
And so what's the event?
It's a party event out on the water where boats come all together.
It's
How
a
many
party.
FWC officers work this event?
Depends on the year, but we've had anywhere from 10 to 30. It's been bigger some years, smaller than others.
Are there any officers that have to come in from other counties to work the event?
Yes.
Are there like?
Why
is
are
it-
we doing
is it really
this
a lack of,
again?
Capacity, there's not that many FWC officers in Palm Beach County to work the event?
It's where it is in nature. It's hard to bring in other supports. You need vessels, you need vessel operators. So it's hard to get other agencies to assist with that. And yeah, there's just a lot of manpower for that area on that date.
Have you traveled to other counties to work other events
Yes,
and they've been voting related?
yes.
Okay, so have you come
This
across
has
people
been
with drowning
established by
incidents?
several
What?
other
Can you
witnesses.
clarify that? Sorry.
Have you ever been out on FWC patrol at one of these party related incidents on the water and come across a drowning experience with somebody?
Yes, yeah, people struggling. Yes,
Okay, so you've seen somebody struggling to swim.
yes.
And have you seen somebody trying to climb the ladder, as they call it?
Climb the ladder.
moving their arms and legs, kind of like this?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so you may not have known the actual descriptor name, but you've seen that happen?
Yes, so not those distributor names, I've seen that.
Okay. For your assignment on April 24, 2022, did you know the people that were on the vessel with you prior to that date?
On my vessel?
Yes.
I knew Officer Coder. I helped train him, but the other ones I did not.
Have you ever met them?
I think I didn't know at the time. I can't remember if I met them before that or not. But if anything, it was just visually seen in a meeting or something like that. But
Is it difficult to work with an officer closely in a kind of an assignment like this without really knowing the officer as well?
yes.
And why is that?
Because
That's the relevance.
when you're working with somebody that you're familiar with, you know the officer, particularly like Coder, I trained him, so I know how he was trained. I know how he responds to certain scenarios, what he's looking at, so I don't have to worry about not worry about it, but I know the quality of officer that I'm with. And if it's somebody that I don't know, it's that unknown factor, and they could be absolutely worthless, or they could be very well. So it's just the unknown factor.
So without going into what was said in interviews, did you have to, or did you feel like you had to re-interview people that may have already been interviewed by one of the other officers?
Yes,
And on that day, did you make contact with someone you now know to be Cole Goldberg?
yes,
Do you see him in the courtroom today?
yes.
Could you please point to him and describe what he's wearing?
Wearing a silver suit with a blue navy blue tie.
Your Honor, may the record reflect the witnesses identified the defendant.
Versus sword play.
What were the circumstances that led you to make contact with him?
We were on patrol at Boca Bash, and we got flagged down by us.
Where was the defendant when you first saw him?
He was in the water at the back of the vessel.
Permission to retrieve states 1.
May.
It actually states 8-7 for last name. I think. So moved into evidence as states 8.
Okay.
Do you recognize that kind of layout image?
Yes,
Okay, and what is that?
that's the vessel when we were approaching.
Okay, and is that fair and accurate representation of what the vessel looked like when you were approaching?
Yes.
Okay, does everybody look like where they were positioned when you arrived?
Right.
When you guys are arriving on scene with the
Yeah, we
vessel?
pulled up.
Does that look like where everybody was standing on the boat?
Yes,
Okay, and it looks like there's someone in the water. Do you see that?
yes.
Okay, do you know who that was?
That's the defendant's shoulder.
When you arrive, are there witnesses, without getting into what they're saying, are there witnesses on that boat that are trying to tell you something?
Yes.
Okay, and so when you begin your investigation, where do you place the defendant?
The defendant was placed on our patrol vessel.
And is there anything different about working an investigation on a boat versus working an investigation on land?
Yes,
Okay, is one of those differences separating witnesses?
yes.
Okay, can you explain how that would be difficult?
You run out of space because the vessel, I'm responsible for that vessel. Once we are on board that vessel, something happens, if they run aground, they're gonna blame the fact that we were looking at the officer and not paying attention to where we're going. So when I'm on that vessel, I have to be aware of the surroundings of the vessel and just running out of space on the vessel as well. Try and separate people, but can't, if I did in order to the operator to move away from the helm and something else the vessel, then that's, my fault.
Okay, so is the vessel that, or was the vessel that you and the other officers on a large vessel?
The vessel we boarded, yes.
Okay, what about yours?
Our vessel, no, I wouldn't say it's a large vessel.
Okay, so as far as who you put on your vessel, you indicated the defendant. Was there anybody else you put on your vessel?
No.
Okay, and was there really space for anybody else on your vessel?
No.
Okay, then you boarded the vehicle or the vessel that we were looking at? Is this
Yes.
the vessel?
Yes,
All right, is it normal for you to have to board vessels?
yes,
Is that treated as a dangerous situation in your capacity?
yes.
What are you thinking about when you're on a civilian's boat?
Safety of the other civilians, the civilian's vessel, my safety, the officer's safety, because you don't know where the hatches are, if there's anybody else on board. I've had people pop out of a little cubby hole because she was stuck inside of there and surprised me, I didn't know she was there. So there's always that unknown of, we don't know the situation we're getting into, the environment that's around us, the floating environment, and there's numerous things.
Without going into what you said or what they said, who was the first person you spoke to when you arrived?
I believe it was Alexander Taylor.
And did you take a formal statement of anybody?
Yes,
Is formal statements at FWC taking written statements?
yes.
Do you still ask questions colloquially, but just rely on them to write down their statement?
It's kind of both, because sometimes people will say things and not write it down, or write it down and not say it.
And at the time where you first started making contact with the witnesses, had you or did you take a formal statement of the defendant?
Could
Without
you repeat
saying-
your statement? My apologies. Could you repeat the question?
Yes, I'm sorry. When you first start speaking to Mr. Terechek and then kind of proceed with your investigation, do you take the statement of the defendant at that time?
No.
Okay, so what do you do next after you speak to Mr. Terechek?
I asked everybody for their driver's license, attempted to ID everybody, and then gave sworn statements up.
Okay, so at this point, you're kind of conducting the witness investigation and asking everybody what happened?
Yes,
Okay, and at some point, do you attempt to speak to the person that has been identified as a victim?
yes.
Permission to retrieve stage 2?
Yeah.
And 2B?
Got
Okay, so was Carolyn Schwitzsky identified as the person that had been a victim?
Yes,
Because at this point, are you investigating what you believe had or have been told is a crime?
yes.
So what was the victim's demeanor throughout your conversation without getting into what she said?
It was her demeanor throughout the conversation. It was that of not forthcoming and that she didn't want to speak to a male on a body camera.
Is that kind of what you sensed?
Yes,
Okay, at that point, did you call another officer?
yes.
Did the victim remain on the vessel?
Yeah, the victim was still on that vessel though.
Okay, so through observations of the victim, despite not being able to speak to her personally or letting somebody else talk to her, did you notice how she was acting?
Did I notice how the defendant was acting?
The victim?
The victim during, when I was talking to other people?
Yes.
I don't need to clarify that, sorry.
Did you ever see her get emotional?
Yes,
Did you ever see her cry?
whether yes,
Did she ever seem to get choked up?
yes,
Was she looking over at your vessel where the defendant was?
yes.
Was the defendant saying anything to her?
I believe I'm only needed, yes.
Was she trying to respond or was she reacting in any way?
She responded once, I believe, and then just kept glancing over.
Were you able to obtain a formal statement from Ms. Schwitzsky on the boat?
But form stated no.
Was Officer Hamad able to obtain a formal statement from the victim on the boat?
She did not provide a form statement on the list.
You indicated that she wasn't forthcoming because you thought she may have been afraid of men, but was she really providing any facts to you towards your investigation?
No.
Did you observe any injuries on her person?
Yes.
And what was that?
She had bruisings on her arm and legs.
Okay. And did you document those?
Yes, I photographed them at the boat ramp.
And when you're considering or conducting an investigation of a nature regarding a battery or a strangulation or an attempted murder, are injuries required for you to make a determination?
No.
Would they be something that you would consider?
Yes.
Okay, but are they dispositive?
The absence of them would not say it didn't happen.
How far was your vessel from the terror check vessel when you're conducting the investigation?
You'll have to, which vessel are you doing?
How far apart was the FOUC vessel?
Yeah.
From the vessel that you boarded
Okay.
with the terror checks?
They floated. I think they drifted off and then came back. It was backward. I wouldn't be able to get the distance.
Okay, so sometimes they were close and sometimes they were far?
Yes.
Were you able to speak to the other officers that remained on the FWC boat while you stayed on the terror checks boat?
Yes.
So what did you do after you tried to speak to the victim?
I asked Officer Hamad to stay with her, and then I went over and tried to get sworn statements from the occupants on the vessel.
Okay, so as far as you got the statements from everybody on the vessel that we referred to in states 8.
Yep.
And you tried to speak to the victim. Did you, without saying what happened, did you speak to the defendant?
Like, after I got off that vessel,
Or did you do something else?
I took, I had Officer Hamad and the victim go on another vessel and get transported back to the boat ramp.
Okay, did you speak to any other vessels containing any other witnesses?
Yes.
Okay, and did you obtain interviews and statements from them?
Yes.
I think we have heard about some of those.
When you were interviewing these witnesses, were you observing them for any possible intoxication?
Yes.
Okay, why would it matter if the witness was intoxicated?
The credibility of their testimony.
Okay, so are we referring to a legal intoxication, kind of intoxication, or are we trying to refer to a person able to identify and speak truthfully about what happened?
If somebody understood the severity of the situation, that I was asking for what actually happened, and we can tell the difference between right and wrong.
While you were conducting the interviews and then subsequently, like any statements that you took, were there any witnesses in this investigation that appeared too impaired to provide a statement?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember that man's name?
I have to refer back to my report.
Okay, and as far as that person, was he allowed to write a statement?
No.
Too drunk to give a statement. Now that's a proud moment. That's a proud moment.
So as far as interviewing witnesses, did you have to apply any tactics to invoke cooperation?
Yes. I tried to, because nobody wants to go to work, nobody wants to testify, it's a long drawn out process, so try to relate to make the case relatable to them. Make it personal or then have a relate to the person.
Okay, and when you do that, is your intention to change their testimony?
No,
Okay.
it's just to get a witness for the state and the defense of the trial.
Okay. When speaking with all the witnesses after that, did you speak to the defendant?
Yes,
Okay, had another officer previously spoken to the defendant?
yes,
Was that Officer Pulaski?
yes,
And from your understanding, did Pulaski read you Miranda?
yes,
Okay, so when you spoke to him, he had already been advised of his Miranda rights?
yes.
And you were able to speak to him as well?
Yes.
Was he polite?
Hmm?
Was he polite?
Yes.
Was he cooperative?
Yes.
After you interviewed him and all the witnesses, did you then make a determination as to what you were gonna do?
Yes.
Did you find it problematic that you never had up until then spoken to Ms. Schwitzsky and she hadn't provided you really any answers?
No, I didn't find that problematic.
Okay, and what did you rely on in the investigation provided that she did not say what happened?
The independent witnesses that have no ties to either party.
And referring to the person that was too intoxicated to give a statement, does Brian Hernandez sound like the name?
Yes.
Okay. One moment, Judge. Your daughter, what would you do? So when we're talking about employing tactics, in this case, did you try to say, if this is your daughter, what would you do?
Yes.
Okay,
Or like somebody that I imagine if you're another.
okay, and did you even know if anybody had kids?
No.
And this was to try to make sure that witnesses that actually saw something would provide statements to that?
Because I can't force a witness to identify themselves, so we try to get that information for the state and evidence of the trial.
So if that person would have said, no, I'm sorry, I don't care, and not provided a statement, you would have to just move on in your investigation?
Yeah, I don't know about the law that I can force somebody to identify themselves because they were witness.
Judge, I don't have any other questions at this time.
Question?
Oh, this attorney is mush mouth for me.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
You didn't witness or have a video of the actual incident in question here, did you, sir?
No.
And you have no idea if Cole Goldberg intentionally or unintentionally did this. You personally don't know, right?
Can you repeat the question?
You personally don't know because you didn't see what happened with your own eyes or with a video if this was intentional or unintentional, correct? You don't know that, do you? Or do you know that?
Are you asking for my opinion?
No, I'm asking if you personally know, if you have a fact that he did this on purpose or not on purpose.
Based on the witness statements, I would say it was intentional.
Right, so you know that, you saw this yourself?
I already said I did not see it.
You see a video of this?
No, I did
You
not.
try to get a video from anybody?
Nobody provided one.
Did you ask?
No,
You didn't ask a single person, did you?
no, I did not.
Did you go to any of the boats to see if they had cameras? Some of these were multi-million-dollar yachts. Did you ask a single person if they had a camera on their boat?
The two vessels that I boarded?
Anybody's vessel, you never asked if they had cameras, did you?
No, I don't believe so.
No, there was hundreds of boats there. You didn't ask a single boat owner or captain or occupant, they all have any video on this boat, right?
Objection, asked and answered.
Right?
Can you repeat the question?
You didn't ask a single boater, owner of the boat, occupant of the boat, anyone in any boat, of all the boats there, if anyone had any cameras installed on their boat, right?
The
No.
fair argument,
Did
you
you
would
go
think
to a
in
boat
this
that
day
was,
and age, somebody would
Or
have
did you
it.
even see a boat that was a party boat, basically, I think it was called the Atoli, where they were giving out vodka, seltzer vodkas, and it was a trampoline. You remember seeing that boat there?
They're not to my knowledge. I don't remember that.
Good. So no one told you there was anything involving a trampoline in this case, right?
No.
So you didn't go to that, any boat that had a trampoline to ask if there was witnesses that observed anything involving this case, right?
Objection, asked and answered.
It's the same.
Okay. Did you, in the beginning of your testimony, you were asked by Ms. Suarez, you've come across drowning and people struggling to swim, remember those
Yes.
questions?
Yes.
And you're trained somewhat in that, right?
I'm trained in it?
Yeah, you get
Yes.
training
Yes.
in identifying signs of people who are drowning, right?
Yes, we have a water survival week during the academy.
Okay. And isn't it true that people don't always start splashing when they're drowning? Isn't that true? But they don't know that's okay.
Can you repeat that?
Isn't it true that people are, based on your training, if you know, that people who are drowning aren't always splashing and waving their hands up and down trying to get attention?
So let me just ask if I understand the question correctly. Is it that people who are drowning, you're asking for a way that they drown?
Yeah, like if you're trained, if you have the knowledge, my
Mhm.
question is, isn't it true that people don't always drown? In other words, it's visible to the people who are there watching.
What
They
is
don't always- they're not
happening
always
as
flashing,
witness?
calling attention or splashing the water trying to save themselves. Sometimes people drown silently, right?
Yes.
You know that. It can happen fast, right?
Yes.
Right? Sometimes parents don't even know their kids are drowning, right? Right in front of them, they see them drowning. They don't even realize they're in distress, right?
Is that a question?
Yes, sir. That's a question.
Objection, relevance.
Overruled, he answered yours.
Isn't that true?
Do I repeat it? I'm sorry.
All right, so the question once again, isn't it true, sometimes when you're training experience, and sometimes parents, their kids drown right in front of them in the water, they don't even realize their kids are in distress prior to them unfortunately drowning, isn't that true?
Yes.
Okay. So drowning can happen quickly and silently, you may not even know the person's drowning, even if if you're a layperson, right?
Objection, asked and answered.
It's mass answer.
Am I the only one, y'all? What is so difficult for Mr. Cowboy Hat here to answer these questions? What is happening? Can you repeat the question? Sir, focus.
You don't know if, when you know Mr. Cole Goldberg was pretty intoxicated that day, right?
Yes,
That was a fact, right?
yes.
You don't know how much you have to drink, do you?
Objections, also from hearsay.
I don't know what the answer is.
I'm not asking you to tell me what he said. I'm asking if you personally know how much you have to drink.
I did not see him consume alcohol.
All right, but you could tell from his actions and his breath, obviously, he was drinking, right?
Yes.
Wasn't falling down drunk, was he?
If I had to,
My question was, he wasn't falling down drunk. That's the question, yes or no?
I don't know.
You saw him on the boat. Was he
Okay.
falling down when you were talking to him?
He had injuries on his knees consistent to as if he had fallen down.
Okay, so my question is, you understand the question what falling down drunk means?
Would you like me to?
No, I'm asking if you understand the question.
Yes.
Okay, would you describe Mr. Goldberg, yes or no, that he's falling down drunk, or you don't know? That's okay too.
I don't know. There'll be other,
All right. When he spoke to you, was he able to understand your questions?
yes.
Was he able to communicate properly to you?
Define, communicate properly.
Were you able to understand his responses?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't, was he slurring his words?
I believe so.
You know if he slurs normally?
No, I don't.
Okay. But what he said to you made perfect sense in English. In other words, he wasn't talking gibberish or talking nonsense, right?
Are you asking the words or the tone?
Asking your conversation with him. You were able to communicate with him, where you understood everything he told you, and he was able to understand what you told him.
Yes, I did understand what he was telling me.
And it appeared that he understood you, right?
Yes.
Okay. And at no time did he give you a hard time, right?
No.
And he was cooperative and polite, right?
Yes.
And he answered everything you asked him to the best of his ability. In other words, he didn't say, I'm not answering that question, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is not a belligerent drunk, how they would act, just so we're all aware.
Took you about 24 minutes to decide you're going to arrest Mr. Goldberg for attempted murder, right?
I'm not aware of the specific time frame.
All right, well, you would agree the only thing you did was get on the boat, talk to the 4 people on the tar checks boat, then you went on the other boat with 6 men and took a couple of sworn statements, and then you decided I'm going to charge Mr. Goldberg with attempted murder, right?
Correct.
You didn't go try to find any other boats that these young people or young adults were on earlier in the day, did you?
No.
You didn't ask anyone if they knew anyone who may have observed what was happening earlier in the day, did you?
Did,
You didn't ask a single witness on any other boat besides 2 you spoke with if they observed any behavior interaction between Mr. Goldberg, other than 2 boats you spoke with, Mr. Goldberg and Ms. Schwitzsky on any other boats that day.
no, I did not, other than those 2 messages.
Okay.
The answers to the questions are not
And
under
there
there,
were a lot of
sir.
boats there that day, right? Hundreds,
Yes.
Sorry.
thousands of people, right?
Yeah.
Do boats have identification marks on them, like numbers and letters?
No, they have a registration number.
All right, y'all were out in the water, and you and other police officers, there was many police officers out that day, right?
Yes.
Hundreds?
Hundreds of police officers.
How many was estimated?
Between on the water, let's just say, between Boca and us, maybe 30 to 50.
How about sheriff? How about sheriff's office?
I have no idea about them.
Did you look at any other body cams to see whether the boats were around that area at the time of this event?
No.
This is not going how I
Did you
thought it
interview
would.
anyone who may have taken Cole Goldberg and Carolyn Schwitzsky to the Boca Bash?
No.
Isn't it true that it was FWC and the other officers, one of your goals was to make sure every single boat had life preservers or life jackets in order for the people to be on the boat while the boat was moving?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Isn't it true that it was FWC and the other law enforcement officers' wishes and desires to make sure all the boats had enough life preservers for every single passenger on the boat, as long as the boat was moving, had to have enough life preserver for each person?
It's a law that you have to have enough life jackets on the vessel, but we can't terminate a vessel because they don't have enough life jackets.
Yeah, what?
Terminate a voyage, so we can't force them to go to shore.
You can tickets, right?
No, but you
Yes,
can
you did.
find them,
Right,
give
that was
them a
something y'all
ticket.
do. We go in certain boats and making sure they had enough life jackets, right?
Yes,
Overruled.
You did that, right?
Yes.
right? This is
Did
weird.
Carolyn Schwitzsky have a phone with her when you saw her?
I don't believe so.
Did she ever have a backpack or any type of bag that you observed with her?
Not that I've observed.
You ever see one in the water?
Did I see her bags in the water?
Anybody's bag. Laying in the water, floating in the water, anybody's woman's clothing, anything like that.
I believe Mr. Goldberg had one on his back.
That wasn't the question. Did you see
Is it in the bag?
bags floating in the water, floating in the water?
No, I did not.
Okay.
Kind of don't have any corroboration for her story, little Miss Princess Victim.
You saw alcohol on the boat, the big boat, the tower text boat, right?
Yes.
Hard liquor,
Yeah.
a blender.
I don't recall a blender.
And you would agree some people hold their alcohol better than others, depends on the tolerance, maybe age, experience, right?
Yes.
Ooh,
At no time did you ever ask for
I could
any
hear that.
sexual assault or rape exam had to be done by Schwitzsky, did you?
No.
You never called paramedics for Schwitzsky, did you?
There's paramedics at the boat ramp.
That's not my question. My question is, you never called paramedics for Schwitzsky, did you?
No, I did not.
And you never asked any other officers to call paramedics for her, did you?
Not to my recollection.
And if she was injured in any way, shape, or form, and you thought she needed help, you would have done that, right?
Officer Hamad would have done that.
Well, she didn't do that either, right?
I believe she got checked at the boat ramp when she got back by paramedics.
Were you there?
I did go to the boat ramp.
Did you see the paramedics check her?
I don't recall.
So
Not to my
so
knowledge.
how can you say she did it? Are you guessing?
Am I guessing? Yes, the paramedics checked her out.
Yeah, you said Officer Ahmad did it. Are you guessing or do you know that?
I said Officer Hamad would have done that.
Would means possibly or means definitely?
It means, I believe, let's go back to your question. If she was injured, we would have offered paramedic or a medic, correct? Was that your question?
Right, for you personally.
Okay, and my answer was, that would have been Officer Hamad's responsibility.
Oh, okay, so whether she did it or not, you don't know.
That, correct.
Okay. And the injuries.
This is
to,
horrible
the arms and legs that
testimony.
you're talking about, do you know if that had anything to do with this case? You don't know, do you?
I did not see it happen.
Why are you
Yeah,
testifying
any
to something you
evidence
don't know?
whatsoever that would have caused bruises to arms or legs in this case. In other words, first of all, let me ask you this. You didn't know if the bruises were old from a couple of days before.
No.
There's that.
And you personally didn't see any injuries on Ms. Schwitzky's neck or chest area, did you?
Not on the scene. I did review the body on camera, and that's what I did observe it.
Hold on a second. So let's start this.
Yeah.
So on the scene, you're telling the court, telling His Honor that you didn't see any injuries at the time you were there?
On her neck,
Neck, chest area.
I did not see any on scene, no.
All right. Now you said you looked at the body cam.
But Officer Hamad, yes.
All right. Well, I'm not asking what other officers did. I'm asking what you did. So you personally, do you see any injuries on Ms. Schwitzky at all, other than the ones you testified to her arms and legs?
Objection, asked and answered.
Oh,
Yes or no?
I observed them on Officer Hamad's body camera.
All right. So did you see him live in person?
No.
Okay. Do you know how? So those injuries weren't there when you saw her, but now she has injuries later on in Officer Ahmad's body cam?
So they injuries,
That's questions yes or no. You don't have to explain unless the court asks you to, or the prosecutor comes up there. You get another shot.
he can answer yes, no, or he can answer with a qualified explanation. I'm having trouble following the answers, to be honest with you, so.
We are too, Judge. Your Honor, can you straighten out this mess? Sharissa, there's no jury. This is a bench trial, and that man sitting there right up here is the one that is going to decide the fate of Mr. Goldberg. It is a bench trial. So, no jury will be deciding, but I'll guarantee you that the judges, I have paid attention to some of his reactions. Ay, ay, ay. I did not have this on my bingo card.
All right.
the injury was on her right side and where her hair was. And I didn't look on scene where I didn't move her hair back and see that. On Officer Hamad's body camera, I believe on minute 15:05, you can see the scratch on it. And then the photograph, I believe, later on.
That's not even corroborating her evidence or her testimony, because she said on the left side of her face. This is a mess.
That's exhibit number 5. I'll bring it close if you need to see it. No injuries on this young lady while she's at the dock, is there?
Not from that photo.
Okay. And you didn't take any photos. You personally, your body cam or your camera or whatever you had, you don't have any photos personally of her injuries, do you? Other than the ones you mentioned on her legs and arms?
From my body camera and my camera,
Was it,
Oh, there's
does this look at
another
the-
one
come closer.
there.
Does this look like he was at the dock?
that was at the dock, yes.
All right. So she doesn't have a mark on her neck here, does she?
Objection not to
Sustained.
Did y'all see? There's nothing on that neck at all. Nothing. And there's also not very much to the swimsuit. Yes.
Tell us where she had a mark on Officer Ahmad's body cam, right?
Objection, argumentative and asking answered.
Sustained.
You got that picture with you?
It's on my
Do
side.
you have the picture with you is the question. You're the officer. Do you have that picture?
Objection, argumentative.
Sustained.
Defense exhibit number 1. Bring it closer.
Okay.
See any injuries on Ms. Schwitzsky's neck that you described?
Not in that photograph.
Okay.
I wonder if she got stung by a bee.
You never called a crime scene person in this case, did you?
No.
You can do that, right? You have authority to deal with other agencies that they do, they'll help you, right?
When the crime was to occur in the water, then that's the crime scene. How are we going to do a crime scene in the water?
I didn't ask you to ask me a question. My question was, do you have any type of relations with other agencies that'll help you send people if you need assistance?
Yes.
Okay, so whether you wanted to or not, my question is, you didn't call a crime scene person to help you, right?
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
Defense number 1, did you wear this is from Officer Ahmad's body cam?
I don't know where you got that from.
It's not your body cam, is it?
Objection, counsel testifying.
Is this your body cam?
I have no idea where you got that photograph.
Oh,
It appears to be from a body camera, but I don't know who you got it from.
okay. So FWC, victim notification form. This is from a body cam too, right?
Yes.
See any injuries on Ms. Schwitzky here?
Can I see the photograph?
Yes, sir.
I mean, do you need to?
There's something here.
Where you pointing?
Right here.
Oh. Oh, there's something there.
Right there. Good.
Did y'all see anything? Because I sure didn't.
So you're telling this court, on defense number 4, under oath, there's a dot on her right clavicle, right?
Above that is where I pointed.
Right where I'm pointing?
In that general area, there is something there, yes.
And you documented that as an injury in any of your reports?
The scratch on her neck. I did document the scratch on her neck. And that would be the scratch that I documented, but I don't know if that in that photograph is the mole or right next to it.
Oh, you got me confused.
Okay.
Only so you know.
Alright.
Did you document the dot you just referred to on the right side of her neck like you just told us?
I documented a scratch in that location.
Is this a scratch mark, the dot you just pointed to?
It looks like a dot in the photograph.
Does it look like a scratch mark?
It looks like a dot in the photograph.
This is a mess. This is an absolute mess.
And you thought that she didn't want to talk to you, you said, because you were a male, right?
Yes.
When Officer County came in, she's a female, right?
Yes.
She didn't get nowhere either, did she?
She
On the
did.
boat.
Huh?
On the boat.
She did get more than I did.
Okay. Were you there when she spoke to Ms. Schwitzsky?
I was on the vessel, but not present, but she was talking with her.
Okay. So you didn't actually eyewitness, you just tell us what you may have seen on the body camera at a later date.
Correct.
Okay. Y'all never got any law enforcement, never got 911 calls that day, right?
That's WC?
Yes, sir.
No,
Involving this case.
not to my knowledge.
Yeah, someone tried to kill her, but nobody called 911. Okay.
So you
Sure,
agree that
Jan.
you told the witnesses, treat this case like this could be your daughter, Carolyn Schwitzsky, right?
Yes.
You didn't say treat this case like Mr. Goldberg could possibly be your son and he may have had an accident, did you?
No.
You said you're trying to be fair. You want to get witnesses for the sake of the defense. You said that twice already, right?
Mhm.
Now, yes?
Yes, sir.
What single witness did you get that knew Mr. Cole Goldberg? Name one. That knew him personally.
None. No other party.
None.
And that is to you as being fair. right?
That all the witnesses knew neither party?
That you didn't try to get a single person to sue Cole Goldberg to try to get something into the water to find out what happened.
Objection, asked and answered.
You didn't do that.
I tried to get witnesses that observed what happened.
On the boat he was on?
All the witnesses that were present.
Do you know anything about the butt slapping incident?
Do I know anything about it?
Yes, sir.
As in what?
In this case, you know anything, what relevance that has? Yes or no?
Can you repeat the question?
It's a simple question. You didn't understand it?
Objection, argument.
Question and answer, please. This is a non-jury trial.
I'm sorry, Judge. Question is,
What just happened? I gotta back
do you know
up.
anything about a butt slapping incident having any relevance to this case?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, Judge.
Objection, argument.
Question and answer, please. This is a non-jury trial.
I'm sorry, Judge.
Question and answer, please.
Question is,
Non-jury trial.
did you know anything about a butt slapping incident having any relevance to this case?
Yes.
Okay, did you find any witnesses to that?
No.
How about somebody being thrown into a boat propeller? You ever know anything about that?
No.
Any reports that you know from FWC that anyone got thrown into a boat propeller off a boat that day and was assaulted?
Turned to a propeller?
Yes, sir.
Not to my knowledge.
Wow. Shut the front door. What are we doing? I think the judge was saying, I'm right
And
here.
this alleged drowning incident, do you know how much, let me ask you this, you arrived at 6:12 p.m., right?
I have to look back, but I believe so.
6:12 p.m., is that fair, approximately?
Approximately, yeah.
Okay. The alleged drowning, whatever you want to call it, you know what time that happened?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem.
Did you check the tower checks code to see if they had video camera installed on it?
Objection, asked and answered.
Yes or no?
Not to my recollection.
You don't recollect checking it?
I don't recall right now whether I looked or I did not look.
Okay. Would you agree that's a multi-million-dollar job?
Yes.
Wow.
You know, if the current was pretty strong in the area where this alleged incident occurred?
I wouldn't say very strong. I'd say there's a current.
All right, somebody's drinking alcohol, you think that would affect possibly the way they could swim?
Yeah.
Yes.
Objection, speculation.
And is inlet close to this area or is it far away?
I wouldn't say it's close. It's nearby, but it's not close.
Okay. In terms of swimming from the area where the tower check code was, to swim to land, I understand you can go east or west and you can get to homes on either side?
You can pretty much swim in any direction. Yeah, there's homes on all sides.
East, west, north, south?
Yeah, there's an ICW that has there's a channel,
Okay.
but then there's houses. It kind of makes like a lake. That's why I call it Lake Boca.
I got you. And do you think it would be smart during Boca Bash or prudent for someone to try to swim from the tower check code west to land?
Objection, speculation.
Would it be a wise thing to do?
I don't think it would be a safe thing to do.
Okay. And when you got on the tower check code, you would agree Ms. Schwitzsky was not choking or aspirating water, correct?
Correct.
You didn't see her rub her eyes and she had salt in her eyes, right?
I don't know how that would look. I mean, she would cry and then touch her eye, but
You don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
All right. And when she spoke to you, she wasn't having a raspy voice like she just gulped half a gallon of water or anything like that, right?
No.
She was fine.
You ever talk to people who gulp down water? In the
Yes.
ocean?
Yes.
So it's pretty distinctive of the way they talk back to you if they can even talk, right?
Depends on how recent it was.
It just happened 10, 15, 20 minutes before.
Oh, I don't think it would last that long.
Okay, right away, you think it would affect them?
I would, yeah.
Then yes?
Yes.
Did you take a single picture of the floaty or floaties that may have been in the water by the time?
Oh, please tell me.
No.
How come?
I didn't think about doing that.
It's like the star of the entire story is the floaties. Good grief. No floaties, no noodles, no nothing.
Did you ask questions about? Sorry. You remember, you agree this there's a very active current and tide on Lake Boca.
There is a current on the tidal, or there is a tidal current in Lake Boca, yes.
A very active one. You agree with that?
I don't even know, what do you mean by that, I guess?
Well, whereas if you're swimming in there, it could affect you the way the current's running, right?
Objection, that's an answer.
Lake Boca is a lake, so it has tidal, it comes and goes, but it's not, like if you were in ICW in a narrow channel, that would consider that as a very active tidal, but in the lake, it kind of like slows down because it's a bigger area. So it has tide and it goes up and it goes down, but it's not a strong current like the smaller channels of ICW.
Okay. Does it also depend on the time of day?
Yes.
Did you check it all to see that particular day how the current was going around 6 o'clock?
No.
Or whether there was a riptide, which changes everything.
You ever what defensive wounds are?
Yes.
Did you ever see any defensive wounds on Mr. Goldberg?
I saw his knees. I believe
Well, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you.
like,
What's a defensive wound in your mind?
it's a wound that somebody would have because they were defending themselves.
Okay. Could it also be a wound because they weren't defending themselves, they were attacking somebody and somebody was defending themselves against the person who was attacking them? Either way, right?
That confused me. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, I'm talking more in homicide though, so let me kind of walk it back a little.
Okay.
In plain English, when you saw Mr. Goldberg, you didn't see any marks like somebody dug their nails in him, did you?
No.
Anywhere on his body, you didn't see that, right?
No.
Okay.
A problem for the state.
You didn't see any signs that Mr. Goldberg had any mental illness, did you?
No.
Okay. And based on what the other officer told you in your observations, you believe he was able to validly waive his Miranda warnings, correct?
Yes.
And would you agree that even though he was under the influence of alcohol, he was not heavily intoxicated, meaning Mr. Goldberg?
I thought we already asked if he was intoxicated.
Heavily intoxicated.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It's just such a broad word. I mean, he was drunk. More drunk than, the best way I can describe it would be he was, if I had to.
That's a simple question. You can explain that if you want. Would you agree that even though he was under the influence, he was not heavily intoxicated? And then you can explain all you want. If you can answer that question, please.
Did you just change the question? I'm
The
sorry.
question is, would you agree?
Yeah.
Even though he was under the influence of alcohol, he was not heavily intoxicated.
But he was not heavily intoxicated. It's just such a broad term.
Let me show you. So you can't answer that.
Without an explanation.
Let me show you that position.
Okay.
Wow. Really? We have to
For-
refresh his
For
memory.
page 65, lines 21 and 22.
From his
you can
depot?
read anything else before or after if you need to.
You said line 22? 21?
21 to 22, please.
Wait, yes.
Did I refresh your memory that he was not heavily
Yes, he
intoxicated?
was not heavily intoxicated.
Okay.
But he was on the team.
Sure. Sure.
Sorry, I'm zippity doo dying us. I don't need to watch the defense counsel discuss things.
Reader then.
Very good.
All right, redirect.
Motion to return to states two.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Shiner, I think you identified defense for the witness. I don't know if Goldberg has a record of defense for. It's like a still.
I also want to know about the hush puppies.
I did, Your Honor.
Has it been evidence or?
No, not yet.
Can someone please get me the answer to the freaking hush puppy?
So, we were referring to, some stills from Officer Hamad's body worn. Can you take a look at these two photos?
Yes.
Do either of these photos look like they were what you were referring to?
Yes, they are.
Okay, could you lift up the photo and show it to the judge and point to him where you saw injuries?
Oh, right here.
And this was after the fact?
What do you mean?
This was after the investigation, you were able to review Officer Hamad's body worn and you were able to see these injuries?
Yes.
Okay, and
This is 2A and B.
this is stage 2A. And when you were reviewing her body worn camera, were you privy to, I guess, looking at things a little bit more slowed down?
Yes,
And were you able to kind of look at angles you may not have focused on primarily when you were speaking to her?
yes.
How long would you estimate you spoke to Caroline Schwitzsky?
Oh, on scene, on the boat, maybe a minute or two.
Okay,
Just
barring
about as a minute.
her being probably 5 feet away from you while you're doing the rest of the investigation on that boat,
Mhm.
how often were you looking at her?
Not very often.
So when you are trying to run an investigation like this, are you relying on your other officers to kind of make observations you may not be able to see?
Yes,
And in this case, was it something that you may not have seen on scene?
yes.
Now, defense just talked a lot about how you didn't talk to anybody that knew Cole Goldberg that day. Did you talk to anybody that knew Caroline Schwitzsky that day?
No,
Were all of these people, for all intents and purposes, independent witnesses?
yes,
And when we say dependent, is that because they are not with the defendant or the victim?
yes,
They have no personal ties to anybody?
yes.
I'm looking for them.
Your motion. That's me.
Okay.
You did
I,
witnesses reference for that?
At this time, state rests.
State court for us.
Oh! oh, did you hear that? That was very quick, but she said at this point the state rests. So they ended on cowboy. Wow. Okay. That was a little anticlimactic. Tomorrow, I am guessing that we will get into, let me see if I can pull it up here. I'm guessing it's going to be Cole Goldberg that testifies. And yeah, he does testify tomorrow. Tomorrow's testimony is a lot. I'm going to try to do a little faster speed for some of it so that we can get it all in. There is 5 hours of testimony that we're going to try to do in about, I don't know, 3+ hours. But we're going to hang tomorrow until we get to the point of the verdict, because we're going to wrap this up tomorrow no matter what. Doesn't matter how long it takes. We're sticking with it so we can get it done, because misdemeanor has real life stuff. I have a board meeting on Thursday night. I have company or friends that I'm going out to dinner with on Friday night. And so I cannot live stream those 2 times. And I'm not going to want to get my carcass out of bed Saturday morning to finish this particular trial. So we got to do it tomorrow night. We got to wrap it all up tomorrow night. That being said, I don't think I will be able to start any earlier than 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is really about the earliest I can get myself out of work and get home and things set up in order to do this with all of you. So we'll still do 6 o'clock tomorrow night. We're going to ride this train right to the station. Wow. Ms. Schwitz, what is Schwitzsky? What is her name? I had a Schwitzsky. I'm sorry. I had an attorney that called my office today, and their last name is Schwing. And so I've had that in my head all afternoon with this trial. Schwitzsky, Ms. Schwitzsky. Now, there's a piece of work for you. I'll put a poll up at the beginning of the live stream tomorrow night also, just to get a pulse on whether you feel the state has proven their case, since they are resting at this point, and we'll start the defense's case. I know, right? When I heard it, I was like, oh my gosh, this lady's last name is Schwing. And I said it, instead of saying Schwing, I said, this lady's last name is Schwing. And then I looked at everybody in my office and I'm like, y'all don't know it. Because I have varying ages. And I'm like, okay, y'all don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So yes, Wayne's World, party on. Excellent. So that's what we'll do tomorrow night. We're going to ride this all the way to the end. And then you all will not see me until Monday. Yes, I just told Kat Not Williams in a Twix message that I have to get caught up on this trial because it seems unbelievably entertaining. And I'm going to have to find out all about Afro Man. I'm pretty excited about it. It'll probably be something I catch up on this weekend. Yeah, I haven't watched any of it because I've been doing this and we had the Corey Richins of it all and everything. So, yeah, I'll catch up on Afro Man hopefully this weekend because it looks like a good one. I want to thank everybody that is in the chat. Thank you for hanging out. If you haven't smashed the like button, you know, that thing that has the thumbs up, leave some DNA on it. Please, please do. Subscribe, turn your notifications on, share. If you're on Replay Crew, thank you so much. And drop me a comment. And we'll be back here tomorrow night at 6:00 to finish this trial right on out. And remember, everybody, it doesn't cost a penny to be kind. So find someone to do something nice for today if you haven't already. And always